thank you to the EA Creator Network for providing me with early access to The Sims 4 Horse Ranch. Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Cinderellimouse and today we're going to be exploring CAS. Now I've created some Sims, some families, some households. Maybe I'm going to do a let's play on this, maybe not. But I've kind of already pre-created them. I've already looked at CAS and I kind of want to talk you through some of the outfits that I really like, some of the pieces that I think work really well, some where there's some slightly dodgy swatches, and give you kind of a thorough overview and my thoughts and feelings as we kind of look at these new families I've created. My cat's here, so he's probably going to cause some trouble soon and entertain us. But with that said, let's kind of jump into it. Oh, hang on, let me get rid of these watermarks. Legal things. So the software's not final. You may see some bugs and glitches. I've seen some bugs and glitches. And yeah, hi, hello. Oh my goodness, that was a big yawn. Yeah, so I've not got the final release version, so they're still kind of ironing out the kinks. Yeah, with that said, let's jump into it. So the first family that I want to show you is the McCoy family. So this is a family that I've created in the game. I may or may not have another video going up on kind of the pre-made families, so watch out for that. I kind of wanted to do something different. There's lots and lots of like coverage of like people just kind of walking through the world. So I thought nobody's gonna watch, excuse me, Sting, nobody's gonna watch like 50 videos, all of game changes, all doing the same thing. So I thought, do you know what, I'll put my own personal spin on it. I love creating Sims, I love kind of creating their backstories, their personalities, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, let's jump into it. So I'm probably gonna build them houses as well when I get them in my own personal game and all that good stuff. But for now, I've just kind of dumped them out here. This family, actually, when you get them, I'm going to package them as one family to kind of maintain the relationships, but when you get hold of them, I do recommend kind of moving out grandma and granddad, giving them their own space, giving Vander his own space as well, giving Dakota his own house, and also moving out the aunt, who's Joni McCoy, and moving her kind of into the household bin, because the idea is she's kind of like a wandering Sim. She doesn't actually have you know, a fixed abode. She kind of like wanders around playing music and like being a bit of a hippie, so that's her whole free spirit thing. So yeah, but I am going to upload them as one unit just to maintain those relationships. So here we go, we have I'm actually, having said that, I'm going to upload all of these families twice, once with just the base game and Horse Ranch installed. So for those of you who might not have all the different packs, you've got kind of just those two packs to kind of like have newly created Sims from. Does that make any sense? Are words coming out of my mouth in the correct order? I don't know. And I'm also going to upload a second version of this family who are going to have additional content. So for example, I'm going to have like the get together relationships to give them like distant, friendly, all that kind of good stuff. So watch out for version 1, version 2. Okay, so getting into it then. So this guy here is Earl McCoy. I'm just gonna like let them play and kind of see what they get up to. So yeah, I'm also gonna add like how horses to the households and things like that, but I'll kind of let you do that. Earl McCoy then, here he is. Look at this guy, look at this absolute gentleman. So Earl McCoy is the kind of patriarch of the family. He's gonna be the sheriff in town. So when I get him in my own game, I'm gonna use Get to Work and the detective career for that. And sorry, my cat's like wanting attention. And he's very, very well respected. He's been the sheriff in the town for a very long time. He's kind of, he knows everybody. He's very good at kind of like settling arguments, listening to people, kind of resolving issues. So a lot of the time there's actually really low crime because he's so well respected. It's like if there's a problem, if there's any kind of confrontation between the community members, people will call Earl in, he'll go in, he'll talk to people, he'll listen, he'll understand, he'll get a compromise kind of done. So he very, very rarely has to kind of like arrest people or things like that. Sometimes he's going to arrest people if, for example, somebody gets a bit too drunk on nectar, a bit too juiced on nectar, I should say, and they kind of need to sleep it off. He's going to take them down to the sheriff's station and just kind of let them sleep it off overnight, but he's not really going to like properly arrest them, right? He's just going to put them in the cell overnight. So yeah, he's really well respected for being quite understanding and a peacekeeper, rather than being too authoritarian, kind of like, and putting the boot down. So yeah, very, very well respected, but he is actually close to retirement age. So going to, not Joni, here she is, Barb Blackfeather. So let's have a quick look at her in motion here, hanging out with her kid. Barb is amazing. So like, look at her, like, they're so sweet. So going to Barb, look how cute she is. I just really love her face. So she is randomly generated with, I made Earl and his wife first, and then randomly generated the children, and then kind of like edited the children. So I really thought she looked really, really cute. I like how she's got kind of like the thinner lips, quite a kind of like small mousy face. I think she's really, really adorable. So Barb is, Earl has 3 children, and Barb is like the youngest child. No, she's the middle child. Let me get it in the right order. Barb's the middle child, but he kind of really dotes on her. They get along very, very well. They're kind of like cut from the same cloth. Let me just let her move, because she's kind of, there we go, that's a slightly better image of her face. So they're kind of like cut from the same cloth. She's a little bit more nerdy though. She's a little bit more perfectionist, neat, nerdy, attention to details, a little bit more academic, a little bit more modern, like computer focused. So she's actually following in his footsteps. When Earl retires as the sheriff, she's going to kind of take over. So she's kind of in training. Again, she's doing quite well. But she is a little bit more keen on kind of like investigating any wrongdoing. Earl might let it go a little bit, kind of, he's a bit like, oh, that's just what they're like, no harm done. She's a little bit like, no, the law is the law. So whether she has upset anyone or not, I don't know. Again, when I get her in my own game, I'm going to kind of put her in the get to work detective career, but whether she's kind of like stepped on someone's toes, maybe she's got involved with something, poked her nose in where it shouldn't have been poked in, she's actually not going to be alive when I start either my Let's Play on this, or when I kind of like upload it to the gallery. Yeah, she's gonna have died under mysterious circumstances. So everybody's a little bit shocked, everybody's a little bit upset in the family. I mean, not right now, because currently she's still alive. I kind of wanted to show you all the cast without her being a ghost and all that kind of stuff. So alive here, like dead in the story. Guys, so I'm laughing, it's a little bit sad. So when we actually get to Earl in the game, he's not going to be looking quite so happy. He's going to be dealing with what happened, but he is a bit older. You know, he's seen a lot in his time. He knows that sometimes accidents happen, you know, sometimes you know, like bad stuff happens, and he's got a very healthy mindset of like, right, we just keep moving on, we honor the person. So he's grieving, but he's handling it fairly well. Where is Joni? Dolly, sorry. This is Joni, this is Dolly. So Dolly, named after Dolly Parton. Oh, a bit quick word on the names. So Earl, McCoy, these are references to Clint Eastwood kind of movies and characters. I kind of combined some of the different names to kind of give him that kind of old Western feel. Dolly is named after Dolly Parton, obviously Queen, but she's very different in personality. So Dolly here is the matriarch of the family. Very, very sweet, very lovely, very kind. Again, very well respected in the community, but she's quite quiet. So she actually prefers spending time with her farm animals. Her whole thing is going to be goats, which is a feature of this pack. You get like little mini goats. And I'm also going to have llamas from Cottage Living. So her kind of thing, when I get all the packs installed, is going to be, she's going to be raising llamas and mini goats in order to be able to shear them to get the wool, and she's going to have kind of like a knitting supply store. So she's going to get into knitting, she's going to get into cross stitching, and have a little store where she kind of sells her products, her creations, and also kind of some of the farm kind of products as well, maybe some dyes as well from Eco Lifestyle, that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's going to be her whole vibe. But again, she's a little bit, she's not socially awkward, she's just quite quiet and quite restrained. So she prefers spending time with her animals and kind of the comfort that she gets from cuddling the mini goats and things like that, especially since her daughter's died. You know, she's kind of been quite withdrawn, but very, very lovely, well respected character, very, very gentle, very kind of like Earth Mother, kind of like Gaia energy. That's her whole vibe. So who do I want to go to next? So next up, I want to talk talk about Dakota Blackfeather over here. Look at this guy. So let me just kind of play a little bit. You can see him interacting with his youngest child here. Great father figure, usually. Oh, look at this face. That is a great face actually for what I'm about to talk about. So Dakota has married into the family. He is the husband of Barb. They have, up until like the point of her death, they had a really great relationship. He was a great father figure. He's actually an artist, so his whole thing is he likes to paint the landscapes. He's got a bit of celebrity status. He's quite well known as being of kind of Native American indigenous heritage, and you know, his art kind of reflects that heritage, so he is getting some traction in the art world. However, yeah, I do want to kind of touch on that as well. I love that it's not just Wiki Wild Wild West in this pack, but they've also brought in a very respectful kind of tone in regards to Indigenous culture, which I think is really appropriate for The Sims 4. They are very kind of aware of kind of social issues, so it's really good to get that representation as well. His hair's actually base game. I think it's been added recently. I didn't recognize it, and I thought, oh, is this added alongside the game in like a patch, which I think is really, really cool, because it's this kind of like long middle parting hair that I've really been after. Again, I would love some that are kind of like a bit more kind of like middle parting but forward facing, like for girls. But yeah, really nice hair. I'm going to use that one a lot, I think, and it's great that it's in the base game. But yeah, so I want to say though, me personally, even though my mum and my dad actually met at college, where they were both part of a Native American awareness kind of group, I don't know a huge amount about Native American culture. I know a little bit that kind of picked up along the way, but I want to be quite careful. I want to be quite respectful that I'm not kind of like stepping on anyone's toes. So I'm attempting representation, not appropriation, but kind of let me know if I get anything wrong. So again, his name Dakota is a very stereotypical name. I actually just went for popular Native American names, and I thought Dakota, I kind of like that name. It's also a place. So again, I don't know kind of too much about the background of that name, but with it being popular, I thought it was suitable. Blackfeather, I don't know if it's a family name or something, but I was kind of drawing on Native American association with like crows, and the family names that are like Black Rock, kind of like named after what you see. So Blackfeather seemed like a spin on that. Hopefully it's appropriate. Let me know if I've got anything wrong there. I am kind of like doing my best to be respectful, but yeah, he's kind of, again, he's kind of like maybe like 4th generation, something like that. So while he has Native American ancestry, he does have his own kind of distance from that, and part of his painting is him kind of like wanting to really get back to his roots and get in touch with that heritage and those that ancestry. So that is the way that I'm covering my own kind of lack of knowledge, is he's rediscovering his family, but again, let me know. But yeah, he's normally a really great guy, normally very down to earth, normally very a brilliant father, but since Barb died, and especially because she died in mysterious circumstances, it got him kind of paranoid. He got a bit depressed. He's got in his own head. He's kind of turned to nectar as a way of coping and kind of like numbing. So he's kind of over drinking on the nectar. He's sleeping a lot, so his traits really reflect that. He's kind of got like gloomy traits and kind of lazy, gloomy. He's not really looking after himself very well. He's not in a very, very capable place after what happened to his wife. So as a kind of temporary measure, even though normally he's got a heart of gold, he's a great guy, he's just not in a capable place. So for the time being, his children have gone to live with their uncle Vanda. I love this guy. I mean, like, look at him, like, daddy, hi. So he's a bit of a favorite of mine. I've named him Vanda after the uncle from Arcane, who kind of adopts the girls. Yeah, and it reminds me a little bit of Hopper as well. You know how Hopper adopts Eleven in Stranger Things? I don't know if it's the moustache, but he is he's just He's so adorable. I love him so much. And I like the new facial hair, the moustaches in the game. Like, I'm all about it. So yeah, this is Vander. He kind of keeps himself to himself. He's kind of busy. He's quite practical, very kind of family orientated, but also kind of in a very responsible way. So he's always, even though he's the eldest son, he's not married. He's not actually involved with anyone, because he takes his responsibilities so seriously, especially his responsibilities to his own family. So he's always been there to kind of help out Earl and help out Bob, kind of while they kind of own a ranch. It's not kind of Earl's kind of #1 priority. So being his eldest son, Vander's kind of like running the farm, running the ranch, looking after the horses, and again, he has a natural affinity with horses, so he takes his responsibilities really seriously. He really kind of is very in tune with kind of what the horses need, and just very, very busy kind of on the ranch. So he is kind of looking for love. So if any of you are kind of like wanting to help him out in that area, you can absolutely do that. But at the time, again, being so responsible to his family, he's kind of self-sacrificing his own wants and needs and personal kind of like need for affection for his family, and he gets a lot of joy about that. He's a really big-hearted guy, even though he's a little bit gruff on the surface. So he's kind of had stints as like a bartender as well. So again, gets on quite well with everybody. Occasionally gets into a few brawls. He's kind of a bit rough and ready, which I love, but yeah, big heart underneath it all. He's actually, while Dakota's kind of processing his Bob's passing and kind of like trying to get his head back above water, his niece and nephew, Lizzie and Colt, I think I called them. Yeah, Lizzie Lizard, he calls Lizzie Lizard. So cute. He calls Lizzie Lizard. So Lizard and Colt are staying with him on the ranch, which is also helping them because they kind of feel like a little bit like their world's been turned upside down. So like spending time on the ranch, caring for the animals, is kind of distracting them. It's providing them with something that's really interesting to them. Colt's learning to horse ride and care for the animals and have that respect for nature. Yeah, Vander's really kind of like stepping up and providing for his niece and nephew, who are adorable. So let's have a quick look at Colt here. So Colt is an absolute sweetie. You can see how he, like in the face shape, he really takes after his mum, but he's kind of got more of his dad's kind of like colouring. Colouring, that sounds like a weird word, but you know what I'm trying to say. Like skin and hair, he's kind of like got that kind of darker complexion. So he's just so sweet. Look at his little face. Again, mostly randomly generated. Like I made Earl and Dolly first. I made their kids and kind of like edited the kids a little bit. Obviously I made Dakota kind of myself, and then so he's kind of like got the trait, like the genetics, and I just think he's so sweet. He's so cute. I always try as well not to kind of make them stereotypical, so I love a good interesting nose. So you can see he's got quite a kind of like little kind of quirky nose going on. It's not exactly perfect, but he's very, very cute. Again, thinner lips. I'm not giving everybody kind of the baby doll lips or anything like that. I also try and go in and give a bit of expression to the eyes, so he's got kind of smiley eyes, so all these little details. So yeah, Colt is obviously grieving his mum, but very, very distracted by the horses actually, and he really loves Uncle Vander. So he's getting a lot of emotional needs met through kind of like staying on the ranch, but obviously as well worried about his dad, understanding that his dad needs space, that he still loves him, all this good stuff. So we've also got here a little baby lizard. So she is called Lizzie, but like I say, Vander calls her Lizard, which I think is adorable. It's like an affectionate pet name. She's wild, she's really enjoying life on the ranch. Vander's a bit hands off. He's kind of like, go and see the animals. So there's a bit of danger there, but he's a little bit like, they're gonna learn through experience. I'm gonna keep an eye on them. If there's any problems, I can kind of like jump in and sort that out. So if they get a scratch, he's there with a plaster, that kind of thing, but he's not gonna stop them getting scratched because that's how they learn. He's kind of a bit old-fashioned in that regard, but it's kind of really what they need. They need that that freedom at the moment. They need that kind of they're at that time of their life where self-discovery is really important to them. So it matches really, really well for them. I just think they're all so cute. But she's wild, so he's gonna have to keep an eye on her. She's gonna be in like sleeping with the horses and things like that, which again I feel like he would let her. He'd just kind of like keep an eye on her to make sure she's okay. Again, like I think he's Lizard's got a special place in Vanda's heart. So again, if anyone wanted to kind of date Vanda, you know, you're gonna have to, you're not just getting Vanda, you're kind of getting the whole family because he's so involved. It's just so hot. I really, really like him. The third child, the youngest child, is Joni. So this is Joni here staring off into space. She's look at her side eye, she's so pretty, she's so beautiful. Again, random genetics, so she's kind of got like the hook of the nose of her father. Like, look at these two. But I think she's absolutely stunning. She kind of reminds me a little bit of like the sister from Dexter and the girl from How I Met Your Mother as well. I don't know, something about her face shape reminds me of them. Joni is a little bit wild and free. So being the youngest sibling, she's always been a little bit been able to get away with things a little bit more, and she really appreciates her freedom. She loves the great outdoors. So she's part of kind of like a traveling music group. It's one of these music groups that's quite kind of folksy, and like the members are always switching out, and they kind of travel around playing festivals and things like that. So very much a free spirit, very much a hippie chick. I kind of really love this outfit. I can't wait to get into CAS and kind of like talk about that a bit more. But yeah, she's just absolutely like goes where the wind takes her. So like I say, I'm not going to actually put her in a household. I'm going to have her in the household bin, and she's just going to kind of like turn up, you know, and be around. But again, I feel like there's a lot of life lessons that Colt and Lizard can learn from her in terms of like you know, being able to kind of like let it go, let it flow, go where life takes you, be very accepting of kind of the ups and downs of life. I feel like there's a lot that, you know, and not clinging onto things and not being too materialistic. I think there's a lot as well that they can learn from Auntie Joni. So having said that, let me just see, have I got testing cheats enabled? No, I don't. So testing cheats on. And hopefully CAS full edit mode is actually already on. I did put that on before. So let's jump into CAS and we can talk about some of the new CAS assets and some of the way that I've kind of styled the pieces. Okay, so we've got Joni first, so let's go in with Joni. So she hasn't got any of the new traits or ambitions. There's 2 new ambitions, 2 new traits. I'll kind of talk about those kind of as I meet them. But let me actually just hide my face. I feel like I want to kind of like show you everything that's going on here. So yeah, Joni, she's got the serial romantic aspiration. Again, she's not looking to break hearts. She's just looking to be a little bit wild and free and kind of experience life. Everything life has to offer, and that includes different Sims. Again, a little bit of a hippie chick, a little bit feminist. She's not really doing things the traditional way. She's self-assured, so yeah, she can stick up for herself when she needs to. She loves the outdoors, she loves being wild and free, and she's a music lover as well. You know, she actually takes her music quite seriously. She's a kind of that singer-songwriter energy. So her likes and dislikes, she likes guitar, purple, horse riding, alternative music, green, and world peace. I don't think I give them any dislikes. I want to keep this family quite a positive family, but on the whole. So she's got this hat. Now this hat is so cool. It comes in so many really gorgeous swatches. This is not my favorite hat, but it's awesome. So I love the dirty swatches as well. I think it's just a really, really cool hat. Which one did I have on her originally? Let me just go back. I need to pay attention to which ones I have on them before I change them. Yeah, so she's just got this kind of like brown on brown. I love the kind of dark, kind of like chocolate brown colours as well. Hang on, let me just get my face back now that I'm done talking about traits. Hi, it's me. I'm the problem. It's me. I'm kind of red. So yeah, see, she's just so super cute. So I love this hat. Like I say, it comes in a lot of different swatches, and I really love how you've got like the clean and the dirty versions. You know, so if you spend the day on the farm, if you're doing some storytelling, you can like have like this like look good in the morning, but oh no, I got thrown from a horse. Now my hat's dirty because I've been rolling around in the sand. So that kind of thing. I think it's really, really clever of them to be able to have done that. So yeah, very cool hat. Really good shape. I like like the detail on it. I like this kind of like leather stitch detail that it's got. It does kind of like pop a little bit from the hat. So again, and it's got a little bit of texture. It looks a bit like suede, but not overly textured, so that it kind of looks like on the eyes. It's just really, really cool. She's also got a new hairstyle. Let me just click on her hair. So this is one of the many new hairstyles. I'm not going to look at every single thing, I don't think, in this, but it has some really gorgeous swatches. Again, I love the one with the greys going through it, and again, I've forgotten what her original hair colour was. I'm just going to mess them up. So it was that one. So yeah, it looks really good in blonde as well. I've been kind of using the blondes for the Cinderella sim. Yeah, really, really pretty hair. Very horse girl, very kind of like, oh, my hair was in my way, so I just kind of like shoved it up. Very, very, very pretty there. I could take the hat off, but I'm not going to. Haha, because everything looks better in a cowboy hat. This is one of my favourite pieces. I love this so much. Oh, you can see her hair. So again, I'm not looking to make every single sim like Barbie doll perfect. Shout out the Barbie movie. I'm excited. Are you excited? Not a promotion, not affiliated, just a Barbie girl. So yeah, so her thing is kind of like she's embracing her body hair, again being a little bit feminist, being a little bit wild and free. She hasn't got time to be sat there fucking shaving her arms, right? So she is, I mean, I don't shave my arms. Look, I've got arm hair, I just happen to be blonde, so it's not that obvious, but I think it's really cool that I'm noticing this trend for ladies of a slightly darker complexion to be embracing kind of like their natural kind of like downiness. So she is embracing her body hair. You can remove it if you don't want that. That's absolutely fine. I like it, and again I think it's really representative of being a little bit feminist and being a little bit wild and free. So she's got this cool jacket. So I need to actually keep an eye on the time. You know, I'm a mum, I'm kind of like juggling mum stuff. Yeah, this jacket is so amazing. So shout out, I believe it's Simguru Bat who did a lot of the clothing assets in this pack. Obviously it's a team, so there's going to be different artists involved in it, but I think, you know, the colour swatches on this are absolutely amazing. I love the tassel detail, I love the stitching detail, I love that you've got like these plainer versions. My one complaint is because I really like the dark brown, and I kind of wish it was like not with the blue. I feel like because the dark brown jacket's my favourite colour, I keep hesitating to use it because of that blue shirt underneath, but that's just me being super mega picky and having favourites. You can see like it's got like a white shirt or a black shirt underneath a lot of the others, so I would have preferred that, but hey ho, right on cowboy. I don't know what I'm saying. But yeah, I love the colours of the suede, I love the coloured suede, I love the plain options, I love the more detailed options. I think it's really, really, really pretty actually. And definitely, yeah, one of my favourite assets. It sits really nicely too. I love the crumpled up sleeves, they look realistic. I love the shape of the shoulders, the height of the tassel. I just think, like, look at the back as well, like that detail on the back is just such a gorgeous asset. Like the tassels look like tassels, like they pop. So I just think, again, whoever, like again, it's probably a group of people, like the designers, the modelers, whoever created this asset, whoever was involved, thank you so much. So pleased to have it in my game. Absolute favourite item. So yeah, can't rave about that enough. It sits at a nice level as well, so it tucks over some things, tucks into some things. It's just a generally very, very nice jacket. These pants as well, when I saw the stripes, I was like, oh my god, I've been taken back to paranormal stuff. I love the stripes so much. I'm not going to use the stripes on every single sim, but I think they're super cool, and I'm kind of like very excited to have them. So Joni's obviously going to have the stripes, of course she is, but you do get these kind of like plainer options. So this is the initial swatch. Really, again, really nice jeans, and this is a big win for this pack. This is like where this pack is really strong. It has a lot of denim, obviously that kind of like Midwest, Wild West America, the kind of mining towns, that's where denim really kind of has like a history there, because things like Wrangler, Levi's, that kind of like thick but flexible like workwear material, that's kind of where denim had its rise. So high rise, low rise, you get both in this pack. You see what I did there? So again, like having very very traditional denim styles, which I can't wait to show you one of the men's jeans because it's so good. But yeah, having these kind of traditional shapes is really, really cool. They have got the flare to them, which is nice. We do have a couple of flared had jeans already in the game. We got one with, I think it might have been like Tiny, no, I think it was Dream Home Decorator, I think came with some flares, which are much plainer, as did High School Years. And I really love the flares, so happy to get another pair. I think Boho Stuff also came with a pair of flares, but they're kind of a little bit too jazzy for my liking. The colours on these ones are much more natural, much more wearable, much more. The thing as well with more muted colours, it's easier to mix and match with other items in the game. So like I say, you get these ones with the kind of suede insert and the matching belt, which again, absolutely gorgeous. You get some white ones, which again would be great for mixing and matching. I'm not a massive fan of white denim, so I kind of skipped over those, but these that are kind of like very dark navy near black, again very useful, combined with the grey, which makes them super kind of compatible with a range of other items. And then you get these ones as well with this kind of like not broderie on glaze, with this stitching detail, which embroidery detail, which I think is really beautiful, and again kind of making a little bit of a nod to kind of Native American culture. I just think that's really gorgeous and very on trend right now as well. And then this one with the gorgeous kind of like patterned insert. I really love all the swatches. I don't think there's a single swatch on here that I don't like. That one as well, I've been using that one a lot. Very wearable, really nice. So again, these two pieces these two pieces are one of probably my top 5. That hat's great too. You also get these boots, which I'll probably show you on another item because they're kind of a little bit hidden there, but the footwear game, very strong. I actually think that CAS is carrying this pack for me. It's a big draw for me. Again, having all that denim is this is all base game. This is a base game outfit, is what I originally created it with. But also kind of like keep talking, but again that matches really nicely for a bit more of a modern cowgirl look, a modern western look, let's say. That works really well as well, just with those base game kind of the base game cowboy boots, which only come in 4 swatches, so really happy to have more colour options, and the base game cowboy hat as well, which I still use. I really like it in kind of like, actually, do you know what, I really like all these swatches on this cowboy hat, so I'm still using that in conjunction with the new stuff from the game. But I don't know, cool stuff, cool beans, guys. Yeah, so CAS is really carrying it. Menswear, very strong. Really some very nice key pieces. Most of the swatches are very usable and well thought out as well. So overall, the CAS is very close to 10 out of 10 for me. There's a few little things that I'd nitpick at, but again, if you're looking for especially like wearable menswear, this is a very good pack. A lot of denim. This dress, very boho. I kind of remember this being in fashion. There's this kind of like boho style where all the girls were going to kind of like Glastonbury in boho dresses and cowboy boots. So it's very harkening back to those days, like Sienna Miller, Kate Moss. I kind of remember them doing it. But yeah, really cute new dress. Again, matches some of the other boho dresses we've got in game really well. So if you want to have a sim who is particularly dressing specifically on that style, there's a lot of options in game. I really kind of like how they've done this belt as well. You know, it's kind of like a new twist on an old belt, with it being like high-waisted and kind of like threading through. I think that's really cool, because the way I remember it, you'd wear them kind of really low on your hip, so I think that's really nice and kind of a modern twist. This kind of like wrap over style as well, very pretty. And of course you get a load of really nice swatches with this. I always go for white when I'm doing this kind of like boho style. Like white is a big draw for me, but all the colours are really pretty. I kind of would have loved that in more of the green of that jacket. That's kind of like a bit of a mud colour to me, but I'm sure it'll be useful if you're doing kind of something a bit historical. The purple's really beautiful, great for spellcasters, I think. Yeah, some really pretty colours. I think what I would have loved to see on here is maybe taking out some of these kind of more black colours, and I would have liked a couple of kind of patterned kind of paisley prints on there. That would have been like where that kind of like was the 10 out of 10 for me. But again, generally speaking, really nice. There's no kind of, what I'm really happy as well is like the Sims team gradually have moved away from some of the more garish colours that they've done in the past, and they're going for more muted, more tonal kind of toned down complementary colours, which I think make the items more wearable and more easy to match, while still giving us a really good range of options. So I do feel like the gurus have kind of like learnt the lessons from the past there, so really happy to see that. She's wearing the same hat there, but these are a new pair of cowboy boots. Now these are available for both men and women. I do actually recommend taking off the feminine tag, and you get this pair which are actually for men, but they work so well on women. I'm like, why weren't they tagged for feminine in the first place? So just a bit of a tip there if you want looking for more boot options. But yeah, super duper cute boots. Again, these ones have a little bit of a heel, which men's cowboy boots do sometimes come with a bit of a heel, so that's totally normal. And yeah, they come in a really great range of colours. The black there, again, some dirty options down there at the bottom if you want to kind of like story tell. These red ones, which are really nice. I don't normally like red shoes, but for some reason they work. And I really like these kind of darker brown colours. So again, very typical of cowboy boots. I've actually got a pair on the floor down behind me. Recognisable cowboy boot style, very traditional there. And here's another outfit. So I guess this is like when she shows up to help out on the ranch, which is very far and few between. This tuck-in shirt, like, oh my goodness, I've been wanting another tuck-in shirt. I think we got one with Get Together. I think there's one that's base game, but it's kind of like very slim fitting. It looks very ladylike, very elegant, and it's offering something a bit different in this kind of like what I would call like a Wrangler style, with this kind of shape to the back of it. It's kind of typical of Western wear. So really good attention to detail from the Sims team here as well. And you can see actually this isn't buttons, it's poppers, it's studs. So again, just really good attention to detail. My cat's being a nuisance back there somewhere, so I'm sorry if he's like crashing around. Again, with the really sometimes they can get this wrong, sometimes the sleeves can look a bit wrong or too puffy, but they've got this turn up really nice. They've got this kind of like the way the creases are, it's very, very realistic. So again, absolutely really love this shirt. I really love it actually in kind of like the plain light coloured denim styles. I think that just looks so nice with the little white shirt underneath. Again, like in the past that shirt would have been like bright pink or something and really limited its use, but bringing down the colour tones just makes it so wearable and gorgeous. Like excuse me, that could be like workwear as well, right? That could be like office wear. This colour's really, really nice as well. I think that's going to go with like Selva Dorada. If you kind of like having, you can see how she looks kind of a little bit Indiana Jonesy in that outfit. So it's kind of like a bit 1940s Indiana Jones explorer wear, which again, absolutely love the whole vibe of that. I think it'll complement Selva Dorada really, really well. You do get some checked fabrics on here. I feel like that one's kind of nice. I think again, talking about how colours can be a little bit oversaturated, a little bit too cartoonish, this one doesn't work for me. I don't think I'll be using this in my game. It's a bit too bright. I would have loved for them to have I see what they were going for, and I think adding checked options is really, really clever with this. I would have liked something a little bit more earthy, a little bit more tonal, a little bit more desaturated, and even like a black and white check. If you think back to the check fabrics that we got in Werewolves, they were on point. Those kind of grunge colour checks and flannels. I think this is too bright. I think it's a bit garish. So that's where it's not even like they've lost a full point though. It's not like it's gone from a 10 to a 9. They've gone from like a 10 to like a 9.9. They've lost a few points there. Decimal points for that. But again, going forward, I would love to see more muted colours with the checks. I want more checks, I just don't like those checks. So again, I'm very fussy when it comes to CAS. I used to work in fashion for like over 10 years, so I do pay attention to detail with it, and I might not be the most trendy person now. I'm middle-aged, right? I'm 40, but I still kind of am aware of fashion trends. I am aware of like the cut of garments, the fit, like I know what goes with what and kind of why it goes with it. So yeah, I may not be 100% on trend, but I do understand fashion, I do understand clothing. So this skirt, absolutely gorgeous. It kind of reminds me of very early in the game there was a pack where it added like a little vest with like a nice skirt, very similar to this. It was, do you know what, I do remember because Elijah Birdson wears it, so it must have been with Get Together. It's that kind of like a full outfit that she wears, and so I went around trying to find a good CC version with the skirt separated, and I used it all the time. I can't remember where I found it now. It's one of the brilliant CC artists, and it kind of reminds me of that, and I'm like, oh my god, it's the skirt that I always wanted in my game. Now we do have a few kind of skirts along this style, but there's something about this one. It's something about where it sits. It sits kind of perfectly. It's not too high that it looks frumpy. It's not too low that it looks kind of awkward. You know, like when something's a bit wide and like you'll see with some of the lower fitting jeans, kind of like, let me show you, like maybe these. No, not those ones. Like there's some pants where you put them on the sim and there you go. Can you see it's like the hips look too wide and the arms stick out? I don't know why they do that, but yeah, I get really bothered when I see that. So again, like the choices of, like for example these, they're low-waisted, but they don't do that weird thing where they kind of like stretch the hips that some of the jeans do. So whatever they've been doing, whatever magic they've been doing behind the scenes, like they've made some really good choices with where the item sits on the waist and not doing that weird kind of like blocky thing. So thank you so much for that attention to detail, Sims team, because it could have been a very different story, quite frankly. But this is so usable, and you can see like Joni's very young, she's very trendy. It looks great on her, so very fashion forward in that way. Like I could see myself buying that skirt from somewhere like H&M, but it looks amazing on the elders as well. So you'll see Dolly also wearing this, and then you've got this kind of like black swatch again with a very kind of muted colour on the belt, which I think works so well. And then you get these gorgeous ones with this kind of like attention to detail, this kind of like applique stitch. Like it's just so gorgeous. I particularly love, so my favorite swatches on this is this kind of like muted kind of like cream color one with these really gorgeous muted stitching colors. I think it's so gorgeous, the way it buttons up, the way it's kind of unbuttoned on the last few buttons so that it flares out, this kind of like stitch detail here, like the pocket detail, the stitching on it, the belt. Like this is one of my favorite pieces. And I really love this denim color as well. Like how gorgeous is that? Like I just love this asset so much. So this like this seam as well here, it doesn't look too kind of my eyes. It's so perfect and gorgeous, and I love it so much. Again, really good range of swatches on that. I love that they've got ones with the detail, ones without the detail, the stitching detail. Just a really, really wearable knee-length skirt. Not even knee-length, calf-length skirt, which the cat's coming over, guys, watch out. So yeah, I love it so much. Really just very, very wearable. Okay, right, you're not going to be able to sit there, baby, because I'm not going to be able to see the screen, so just come back here and I'll give you a bit of attention. There we go. These boots, right, I'm just going to put a shorter skirt on her to show you these boots. Hairy legs. So that's off-putting to anybody. Not everybody's a fan of hairy women, which at the end of the day, it's our personal choices, right? I'm hairy arms, shave my legs kind of girl, but again, personal choice. There's days where I'm like, it's winter, I'm cold, I don't want to shave my legs, I'm just going to put a pair of jeans on. Like, do you know what? Who are we shaving for at the end of the day? We should be making these decisions because we want to be comfortable and we want to feel good in our own skin. So a little bit of a side note there, but these boots, these rooting tooting boots, these are going to go so good if you have kind of like British horse riders, like equestrians with like cottage living. Like these boots are kind of like proper like equestrian British horse riding boots. They're going to look so good as well if you combine the CAS with cottage living, which has cottage core. Like it's going to be like a beautiful match made in heaven. So I love that thought process as well. These boots are so beautiful. Like my cousin and my auntie are horse riders. My cousin actually went to like horse riding school, like a proper like posh horse riding school, and I remember like once them treating themselves to very expensive professional horse riding boots, and like this was the vibe, like with the kind of, it's like almost like gaiters as well. Very, 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 very nice boots and very nicely modelled as well, because what you can sometimes find with some of the boots in the game, so again, really good swatches. I like kind of the browns. This one's a really nice one, the blue and brown, but I'm going to really use kind of the plain black and the plain brown a lot. But yeah, you sometimes find with some of the boots in the game, like if I go to these, can you see how they stick out? It's like the fabric's like that thick. You wouldn't have boots that are like with that thick with the fabric. So again, they've avoided that trap that a lot of the new boots fall into, and they've got like this really slim fitting, like in proportion as well. So if I go back to those boots that I just kind of like showed you, Can you see how it's like the feet are weirdly small and then the boots are weirdly big? She's got like weird little Barbie feet. They're out of proportion in it. So there's something about that specific mesh that really bothers me. It's fine if you use it all the time. I know one of my friends does. But like, can you see how much more in proportion that is? So again, the attention to detail, choosing the right kind of like the right constraints for the mesh, like really good work. And again, I wish I could zoom in because it's so nice, but you've got that like fabulous kind of like buckle detail, the zip detail, like you can even see how where the leather meets the suede, it kind of pops a little bit. So again, beautiful, one of my favorite, absolutely one of my favorite. I'm saying this about every single asset, but I'm like, one of my favorite assets in the bag. So let me just kind of go back to where she had her skirt on, because I've kind of changed her skirt there. We will talk about that skirt separately when I kind of come to it. And then let's see what else I've got. So many outfits. Again, you can really see how much I love CAS, because every single family member has a ton of outfits. So still wearing that hat. Again, there's a more formal style hat. There's actually 4 hats, I think 4 or 5 hats in the game, 5 hats, and I've really gone with that one for it. I feel like it's very it looks kind of like a bit low cost, kind of everyday, so that's kind of the one that I've kind of gone for her. There is a more formal hat that I use more on like Earl, but here we go. So here's another really nice asset. Again, you've got that denim shirt underneath, really cute detail up there. I love how it kind of looks like it's lined with this kind of like, maybe like it's like a knitted fabric. Yeah, it looks like it's got like a knitted print on there, and then so it's got a lining, so it's like thick, it's going to really keep you warm. This kind of shawl detail with the fringe at the bottom, really nice top there. My one complaint, again like before I go to my complaint, like the swatches on this are great as well. You've got the kind of like more Barbie girl swatch, these kind of patterns which again hark back to kind of like Native American or indigenous culture, a brighter one there which I think works quite well. I think the reason why that works quite well is you've got this really bright pattern on the shawl, but they've paired it with a completely basic navy blue shirt, so the shirt doesn't overwhelm the cardigan, it kind of complements it. So yeah, a lot of thought gone into this. Again, like really nice there. So that's the same vibe, but they've gone for this really gorgeous kind of plum denim with that one. You know, just absolutely really gorgeous. And then you've got these kind of like horsey prints, which is so cute. Again, I love that they've paired it with kind of like the pale blue denim. Very good choice. Very just real attention to detail here, I think, with the swatches. The one thing I would say with the execution of this is that I would have preferred it if, can you see how the top here sticks out a little bit from the body, the top underneath? I would have preferred if that part of the top was tighter to the body, so maybe that bit tucked in, like that first kind of denim shirt that I showed you. If that one tucked in and this one tucked out, which they can do because they've done it on other assets, I think that would have worked a lot better. I don't really like how it hangs so far from the body, and it doesn't look great on bigger, like curvier frames either. I think grandma wears it, so I can show you that on her. These shorts, again, absolutely love these shorts, and we're probably going to come back to those on a different outfit where you can see them a little bit better, but yeah, really cool there. She's just got like a base game dress for her formal wear. I think I gave her bare feet because I was like, she's a hippie, she'd wander around in bare feet. She's got a couple of tattoos as well. She's got like the star tattoo, the heart tattoo, just again showing kind of her wild and free nature. Oh my god, these jeans with the what they call the chaps, like ride me cowgirl, they are so hot. These are actually only enabled for women, but they work really well on the men as well, so I kind of take off the feminine filter, the masculine filter for men, so that they can access these pants, because they are hot. Like, look at her ass, damn Daniel, like look at her ass. Again, like big shout out the denim, the kind of workwear denim in this pack. It's such a big draw, and while you might not be able to wear these jeans for, you know, everyday wear, perhaps if you live in the city and you're wearing these jeans, it's kind of like, where's your horse? Like if you're kind of doing the horse riding thing, or even like performers, I could even see like city living sims wearing these. So again, they're not enabled for athletic, but I thought given the location, a lot of the kind of working out that they're going to do is going to be related to horses. So I've kind of done kind of like athletic workwear is kind of my thinking. That's why they're still wearing the cowboy hats and stuff as well. It's like horse riding is kind of athletic. That's the route that I was taking. When I actually play in game, it might look a bit weird if they're kind of on the treadmill in this, but I feel they're more kind of like pumping the irons rather than running on the treadmill. You see what I mean? So they could totally do that kind of in the bar, you know, hanging out in the bar, pumping the iron. That's the vibe I was kind of going for. So there's no actual gym in the world as well, so if that could be an interesting thing that you want to add just as a consideration, like a cool gym for the cowboys to hang out. Thirst trap. That's going to be one of my videos now. The black with the dark kind of, it's like a very dark navy denim. It's like near black, but it works really well. These I really love, kind of like the dark brown's always a win for me, so the dark brown with the dark blue is really cool. I really kind of love those options. You get, that's a really nice one as well. I would have probably gone for a tan belt rather than the yellow belt, like matching these tassels, so like nitpicking there a little bit. These ones really nice as well. Again, I probably would have gone for a plainer coloured belt, but like the blue denim with the lighter suede, just really nice. Like I love, again, really excited about this asset, really like it in the game. Yeah, and I love it on her. I love it on her as well, being a bit of a wild chick. I can't remember which one I had on her originally, but I think I'm going to go with that one. This is just a base game top that's tucked into it. She's got those kind of new cowboy boots, and this is the other new cowboy hat, and again, really strong swatch game on this. So this is the one that looks a little bit more formal to me, especially in kind of like this kind of cream colour. So I'm really excited to get like more options. Like, and I love as well, like you might be like, why 2 shades of cream? This one's near white, and this one's kind of more of a kind of like biscuit colour. So I'm really actually very excited to have all these different swatches. This is kind of like more of that kind of like orange kind of suede colour. Like I really love the browns. The pink is funny in there again, like for the Barbie girls out there. I love, this is my favourite one, the black with the brown. I wouldn't normally combine black and brown, but in this pack, like it works really well. So like the black with the brown stitch detail, like it's so nice. And again, you don't get the stitch detail on every swatch, it's only on like specific ones. So this one, like these look a little bit more formal to me. Like I've actually used them for formal wear, and these look a little bit more kind of like, you know, like I would explain this hat as like the hat you get when you feel really like experienced. Like when you become like a cowboy of the community, you get the expensive, like well-made, like branded hat. Like when you're just kind of like learning to ride, kind of experiencing things, but you want to look the part, you get the cheaper hat. But this is kind of like almost like a symbol of authority or a pride, like a symbol of pride in the town is like when you get the good cowboy hat, when you get the expensive cowboy hat, the expensive boots, that's when you know you've really made it, kind of thing. But yeah, I love that one. Like that one, like all my scoundrels are wearing this hat. So I think she's got another workwear outfit. Yeah, similar vibe. That was just what I did when I was kind of like making the base game version of her. So they're base game jeans. Again, like we've got some really good jean options now. They do kind of look like Levi's or Wranglers, so they match the pack really well. And these are just kind of like the skinny jeans that, hang on, these kind of skinny jeans that have this detail on, so they may easily get overlooked. You may be like, oh, that's too much pattern, but if you actually go down into the swatches, you get these really good denim swatches that are so usable. So watch out for that asset. It's a bit of a hidden gem in the game, I think. This is her sleepwear, so this is a new top that comes with the pack. It is enabled for sleepwear. I thought it wasn't. I don't think it's enabled for athletic, but it works really well for athletic. So definitely when you're looking at swimwear, sleepwear, athletic wear, take off the tabs and look through for yourself to kind of like see, you know, take off the athletic tag and go put on like the t-shirt tag, and you're gonna get a lot more options in the game. But yeah, this is a new asset. I love how it's kind of like off the shoulder. It's just like a basic cute little t-shirt. It kind of looks like a bit like a band t-shirt, or like maybe if you're not a horse rider but you go to kind of like a rodeo event or a country and western kind of festival, you'd come away with one of these t-shirts. Like to kind of like, it's like showing your love kind of thing. But yeah, I really love that you do get the plain black, the plain white. That is always a big win for me. And I like kind of like country and western kind of. I would have it a little bit more faded. You can see how it is a little bit scratched, a little bit more faded. I'd have just brought down the saturation down to make it look a little bit more worn personally. Yeah, that's another top you get in the game, but again, I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. Oh my god, the classic combo, like circa 2000, Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera era of wearing, like, I don't know, like, I feel like not maybe Shakira as well, like that kind of era of like when the jeans went really low-waisted. I remember working with a girl, her jeans were cut so low you could see the top of her garden path, and we'd all like be like, I don't know where to look. Oh my goodness, like she was so slim as well. She was really skinny, so she could pull it off. She looked amazing in them, but I saw a bit more of her lower abdomen than I was like wanting to see. I didn't find them very wearable back in like circa 2000 when this trend was around. I didn't like the handkerchief tops. I couldn't wear. I've got big titties, guys. I need a lot of structural support, so this little flimsy piece of fabric was very much for the young girls who didn't have a lot up there but were very perky, or for the superstars that had boob jobs, or a lot of tit tape. Do you remember tit tape? Oh my goodness, because you'd wear like something like that and you wouldn't want it to blow up, so you'd have like tit tape to stick it to your body and to also kind of like tape your tits up. Never worked for me, so I've got a bit of a grudge against it. But in The Sims, looks so cool. Like, I couldn't wear that, guys. Are you serious? I need bra straps, I need underwires, I need like 3 clips on that bra. Like, this is that for me personally a no-go. For Joni, with a body of a goddess, this young lady pulls it off. But they're called like handkerchief tops, so very happy to have it in the game because for me it is very iconic of kind of the last time the kind of cowboy trend came around. Kind of Jessica Simpson as well. Do you remember Jessica Simpson? I feel like she was kind of that era. But yeah, I've paired it with those jeans. It looks really cool. It comes in a load of really good swatches. So the typical handkerchief top that I remember everybody wearing was like this style. It's like literally girls were getting handkerchiefs, like, you know, I call them handkerchiefs. I can't remember what the Sims team call the scarf that goes around the neck, like a rag something. I call them handkerchiefs, or there was like another word for them as well. But girls would get them and kind of like cut it out, add a bit of a tie, and like literally wear a handkerchief as a top. Also scarves. I remember I could do this because it gives a bit more structural support, but do you remember those kind of like shimmery shiny scarves that came in, and they were kind of like a metallic fabric, and you would wrap it around your back, right, and you'd get one tit in here. Sorry guys, PG-13, one tit in here, and like it gave this sort of structural support, and then you'd tie it around the back of your head. So wearing scarves as tops, it was a trend. It was strange, but I do feel like that one worked better for me. I felt a bit more secure in that one. This one, no chance. But yeah, that's the one I particularly remember. And then the red as well, like very iconic of that original like circa 2000 revival that they had. You get a really nice green one as well. I love that it's kind of muted. You get some plain ones. Again, I'm using the red on her here, and you get some checks. I don't know necessarily. Again, I would have gone for maybe more of a maybe more of a muted check. Like, I don't know. I don't know if it's something about it being off center. There's something about the check that doesn't look quite right to me. But they have done a good job. Like, as well, like, just pay attention to the details on these assets. Can you see how, like, the stitching detail along the neck, it's kind of like puckered, like what happens when you get when you stitch something like that. So again, and like, look again, like, oh my god, guys, the attention to detail, like Sims team, like the CAS team, the modelers, like, look at the tie. I wouldn't know where to start modelling that. If I modelled that, it would be a flat, like a flat 1D image, and it would have a tie painted on it. That tie is modelled. That tie sticks out. Like, the attention to detail, the effort that's gone into this top, like, incredible. Like you really have to give the team credit when they kind of do stuff like that, because it's like, someone worked really hard on that piece, and it shows. And again, it's not a favourite item because I've got kind of like teenage trauma of trying to wear things like that and being like, why can't I wear this fashion trend? Why has my body betrayed me by being so voluptuous and curvy and Aphrodite like? I want to be a skinny tomboy so I can wear this handkerchief top. All those kind of like teen things where it's like the fashion trend doesn't match your body, so there's something wrong with your body. Not it's just that this fashion trend's not for me. You know, it's that kind of thing. So yeah, I've got some PTSD from fashion PTSD. Again, I worked in fashion at the time, so not being able to wear a trend was kind of traumatic to me. Kitty, what are you doing, mate? Cat's opening the door. You're gonna hear my kids in the background, guys. It's gonna be a thing. So let's keep going. This is gonna be such a long video. So here we've got that really gorgeous skirt now. Again, it comes in some really beautiful colours. It's gonna match City Living really, really well if you've got that pack. You can't really see. Let me just take the top off for a second. You can't really see the belt detail, but again, this kind of I call it a paper bag waist. It's kind of where the fabrics kind of. You have a bit too much fabric on the waist, and then the way that you do the stitching kind of pulls it in. I call it a paper bag waist. That's how I know it as. This really cool like leather belt as well here to keep it kind of like drawn in together. The kind of ruching detail on that skirt is very nice. Again, it's not something I would typically go for, but the swatches on it are great. I've actually found it's really easy to combine with some of the other items. My favourite colours are kind of the deeper ones. So my favourite swatches I'm going to say is this red, the green, yeah, that kind of bottle green as well. The black, I found that really good and easy to combine with other items, and kind of like the cream colour. I really, really love all of these. Let me just whiz back and get a top back. Yeah, so very, very nice skirt. And again, I was quite surprised with how much I actually use that skirt, because it's not something that I would typically use. And again, I think that combination, because the cream skirt brings out the cream of the top, and then you've just got like the black details to kind of like ground it. I just think that's a really nice combination with the black boots as well. Like I did that and I was like, that's the look. That's the outfit of my dreams here, which again, I would not have thought it would involve that skirt, but it did. Here you go. So you can see the shorts better here. And this is what I was talking about with one of the tops, where it's like the top tucks in, the vest underneath tops in, but why are you back here, cat? But yeah, if you lie down, it's going to be okay. But the vest sticks out. I would have preferred for them to tuck in the top under that cardigan, like I kind of mentioned. And here it works really well. So it fits well. It doesn't look like it sticks out too much from the body, which is a trap that the Sims team falls into sometimes. You get these kind of like ballooning tops. I feel like they've kept it quite slim fitting. The rolling up of the sleeves, again, really nice detail. You've got this stitching detail. It actually, the turn up sticks out. Just very, very nice. And again, attention to detail where you can see the slight join of the shirt at the back where the stitching is. Very, very nice detail. I think, honestly, if I was going to be really super picky, I would say that the collar's a little bit flat. They could have given that same attention to details of the collar, but I really like this asset. I'm going to use it all the time. Again, it's like another check shirt, because we have a lot of check shirts in the game, but with it being open with the vest underneath, it just is putting a new twist on an old favourite, and you can't argue with check shirts. Like, there's a reason there's so many in the game. So again, really good at colour options. You've got kind of like a brighter red and a deeper red, which I actually really appreciate. I always go for this kind of like deeper red colour. Cat, your butt's in the way of the screen. The checks on this are working quite well, I feel. That's a really nice one. I've used that quite a lot. I think I put that one on Barb. This green is really nice. I would have just kept the vest kind of like maybe cream rather than giving it a green tint. Again, super picky detail there. This black, this asset here, if you've got werewolves and you're looking for more werewolf clothing, that's going to work really well. As well, if you've got like the grunge kit, the combination of those items is going to work so well. And then you get some plain ones here as well. Like the pale denim is just it for me in this pack. Then like having like all the different colours, like I really appreciate that, because I think it's really important. Like denim is often what we call a key piece in the fashion industry, and key pieces are kind of like things that you have in your wardrobe that are going to be really versatile, and you're going to wear them with a lot of different things. It's kind of like the backbone of your wardrobe. So denim always counts as one of those kind of backbone key pieces, as does jersey fabrics, kind of like vest tops and things like that. It's a key wardrobe piece. You're going to use it again and again with different things, and you're going to be able to combine them in different ways. So the importance of these basic items, I think, has in the past been really overlooked by the Sims team, where they've gone for kind of more showstopper items like this, which is not very wearable. You know, to have kind of like wardrobe pieces that are made up of key pieces that are easily combined, and you know, can be worn with, it's kind of like as the more out there fashion pieces change very quickly, things like the handkerchief top, they come in and out very fast. You know, the jeans that you wear them with, you're going to be wearing those for longer. So as well with that, these pieces can sometimes be really, really cheap because people need these items a lot. They kind of make up about 90% of your wardrobe actually, normally. But actually paying higher prices for these quality backbone pieces really pays off in the long run. Sorry, my cat is adventuring towards my lamp. He will knock it over. Paying higher quality for a better fit, for better fabric, for you know, rather than going to like maybe a cheapish store, an online site where you know you're only going to get about 10 washes out of that, going somewhere where you're paying a little bit extra but you're going to be wearing that item for years really, really pays off in the end, because it's going to just be more flattering. It's going to look, you could wear basic pieces, your entire wardrobe could be basic pieces, but if you've invested in quality pieces, the fit's going to look nicer. You're going to look really fashion forward even though you're wearing basic pieces. And this screams that to me. This really screams like basic pieces done right. So again, like having kind of like the plain and having the dirty options too, like such a big win. So what I was going to say about the denim is again, I working in fashion, denim and jersey used to be the real money makers, and it's like you had to have the sizes out on the shop floor and kind of like the colour options. So you'd get people coming in and they'd be like, I've bought this pair of jeans in the light denim, I also want the mid-colour denim, I also want the navy denim. So making sure you get all those basic colours of denim is really important. What I would have liked to have seen here is perhaps like a black denim shirt and a grey denim shirt to really kind of like round it out. But apart from that, really nice item. Again, I would have perhaps chose slightly different colour swatches. No, do you know what? I think the check works on this one really well. I really like these kind of like darker coloured, like kind of more werewolfy type kind of grunge colours, like the red. Really like that top. Again, definitely, I keep saying these are my favourite assets, but they really, really are. Before I go on to the jeans, I'm just going to have to pause quickly and go and talk to my kids and make sure they're ready for school. I'll be back in a second, guys. I didn't realise this video was going to be so long, and yet here we are. Talk about arts imitating life. I just had to literally get my son dressed. He's on the VR, but he's going to school soon, so I was like ramming his shoes on his feet. I was like, posh. So yeah, I used to dress mannequins for a living, guys, so Sims isn't that much different. I went from Barbie dolls in my childhood, dressing Barbie dolls, to dressing mannequins, to dressing Sims. Like, this is like where my life is. I'm gonna have to do a separate video for all the other families I've created. I think I was gonna do it all in one, but I just talked too much about CAS. I'm too excited about it, that's what it is. I love high-waisted denim shorts. Now, we've got so many pairs of denim shorts in the game. It's like, do we really need another? The answer is yes. I need these denim shorts because they're actually very, very nice. Let me just take this top off for a second and kind of show you the fit of these. So they're really nice. So they are a bit different from other jeans that we've got in the game. So the high-waisted shorts that we've got those brilliant ones that come with bowling stuff, which are my favourite denim shorts in the game. The ass always looks amazing, but they were kind of like a little bit ripped at the bottom, and they've got this belt on, but they are, so again, a really strong thing that the Sims team need to do every time they give us any denim asset is just do all the basic denim colours with like a very plain coloured belt. Like, don't put any mad colours on it. Basic denim, that's what we want, that's what we need, because it's like, again, it's one of those items that just mixes and matches. It's a backbone item. You don't want anything too out there on it. And then make them fit well. So like I say, we've got some really nice high-waist denim shorts that came with werewolves, but they've got a lot of detail on, and again, not complaining about those shorts are beautiful. They've got like this patchwork thing on the pocket. The bowling night ones where they've got like this the ripped at the bottom. So these are a slightly smarter version of the high-waist denim shorts, and again, they're actually offering something a little bit different while still being a pair of high-waist denim shorts, and with that kind of bandana, again with the scarves. So do you remember, it's like we got like the glittery scarves and like skinny scarves and like scarves with what they called, like I've got one, oh, it's hanging up on my wardrobe the other day, it would have been really handy, sequins, like sequin scarves. And then people started, like, we had like bandanas around our hands, like we were in a gang at one point. We had them around our boobs, like a halter top. And you would use belts as scarves as belts as well. Like I remember doing this. So this is kind of like backing, looks really cute as well. I love how they've like taken the handkerchief theme and used it throughout different assets in the game. And like, yeah, again, you get basic denim colours. I would again have preferred a more basic coloured scarf on them, because I do think the colour on the scarf limits what you can pair this with. I would have loved for them to just have like a white scarf on that one. I mean, that's a really cute asset, so maybe like that one, but then like the same colour denim with a white scarf would have been really useful. Again, with the red scarf it does work, but we've got like two with a red scarf, so I would have preferred one with a red scarf, one with a black scarf perhaps. Do you see what I'm saying there? So like I really like the pattern one, that one's a really nice one. But yeah, I think again, like the black, why would you put the purple on the black? Because the black, it looks great on its own, but you're going to be so limited to how many things you can pair that with because they put the purple on it. If that was like purple and black and grey, you'd be able to use it all the time. So going to this pair, this grey pair with the black scarf, I have used this so many times already, even with the limited amount of early access time that I've had, because it mixes and matches with so many things, because it's basic colours. So again, that's my feedback for the Sims team. They've done it really well on some pieces. Here I think it falls down a little bit because they just haven't given us, like, if they could have just done that with like a white scarf or a black scarf or a grey scarf, I would use it all the time. The red limits it. So again, big feedback there for the Sims team. But having said that, very nice pair of shorts, very nicely modelled. I do like a lot of the things that we've been offered there. I just like, again, just having a few more swatches with a few more plain options. It's like that. It's like, why does it have a green one on it? Like, if that was white, how usable would that be? So just, it's a real bugbear for me, so I have to kind of point it out and whinge about it when I find that in the game. But yeah, that is kind of her outfit there. Let's go to swimwear. So this is just base game stuff, base game top. I've actually, again, just been a little bit clever how I was talking about, you take off the swimwear tag, you're going to get more options. Take off the swimwear tag and go to underwear. And I've actually just used this underwear that we got in the game as a bikini bottom, like a high waist bikini bottom. Just gives you a few more options to play with if you're looking for that. Because I hate using the same things all the time, so I look for like different alternatives when it's like a limited range. Right, again, handkerchief top, those amazing jeans, she looks incredible. The boho dress, again, we're seeing that again. This is another new asset in the game. So she's got the men's so again, because I remember that boho trend where everybody was wearing kind of like cowboy boots to Glastonbury, I was like, cowboy boots work for hot weather. What are you talking about? Your feet are going to get a bit sweaty, but it's fine. Like, I don't know. It's just, I remember everybody wearing them one summer in the UK. So I just went ahead and took off the hot weather tag to access the cowboy boots. Again, I think these ones are the ones that are kind of like tagged for men, but they just work so well on women. I'm like, why wouldn't you take the tag off and kind of like use them? She's got kind of like a more tonal hat on to kind of match the more lighter colour on the denim boots there, on the cowboy boots there. I'm just aware that I have to get my kids to school, guys, so I'm like tripping over my words now. This item, really nice little bodysuit here. Again, makes her ass look incredible. Nice cut, nice shape. So again, another trap that they could have fallen into would have been making the hem on the legs too wide, because it would have just made her legs look like skinny and stupid, but they've tapered it in and it gives her that incredible ass. Again, with the kind of like scarf as a belt detail, the zip on this, like this bit here where it, oh sorry, I'm flashing my bra, I'm sorry guys. This bit here where it kind of like the zip meets her is like unzipped a little bit. Again, really nice that it's not zipped all the way up, and it's kind of like, again, like how I've undone my top button, like it gives you a nice cleavage. But that where the inner fabric folds out, this V here looks really good. And again, that zip, it's not a flat zip. Can you see how the zip pops out? Like that is a separately modelled little zipper. So again, very nicely made. So whoever made this is clearly a bit of a pro at making clothing models in the game. Really good swatches here as well. Again, that one would go great with Selva Dorada. Like, I love the kind of green one as well. You have a couple of different red options. Again, like this one's a bit more tonal. It's like red on red. You get the red and the green, and then the red with the cowboy print. They kind of went a little bit overboard on the red, maybe to the detriment of maybe having like a navy option. A navy would have been nice. Navy with a white scarf would have been brilliant, but here we are. We've got the Barbie girl look, which again is nice to have included. The black is really, I'm going to use the black all the time, I think. And then that grey is actually quite cute as well. Kind of looks a bit like workwear or overalls, doesn't it? The white's nice. I love that they've done the white, but they've used a tonal scarf as well. Just keeping it easy to use. The cow print colours are quite fun. That white with the cow print as well, really, really cute. It's kind of like actually a bit of a mint colour. Maybe I've gone a bit more white, but it works. It's cool. I like it. We love to see it. So I'm going to keep that one on her. And then this is just like a base game. Like, I made this outfit in the base game and then just swapped out the cowboy boots and the hat for the new ones. I just thought it looked really cute. And we actually get a really decent range of coats. We've got new winter wear, guys, to choose from, which is so welcome. I think, do you know what I'd love to see as well? More things that could be worn as like a top or swimwear. I think actually, having said that, we could probably just go ahead, take off the swimwear tag and use, I think I do this for another sim actually somewhere else. We could just go ahead and use the handkerchief top as a bikini top. Like, maybe you wouldn't swim in it, but you could absolutely lounge around on the beach in there. So there you go, another alternative there for you. So yeah, oh my god, like the coats, the winter wear. So I've just used this top again that we've already seen. These are the base game jeans. These shoes, again, I told you the shoe game in this pack is incredible. Like, these come, again, in such a good range of kind of like wearable swatches. So you've got this gorgeous green colour, and they just look expensive as well. They look like expensive riding boots. So I love kind of like, you've got the gaiter, but it doesn't look completely unwearable. Like, these could just be a really nice pair of winter boots. Like, the stitching detail, the small heel, the shape of the foot is so good. They are really tight to the leg as well. So if you're wearing wide legs, they're going to go under. They look great over skinny jeans. Where they stop as well, they stop in a really nice place on the leg to give that mid-height range as an alternative to kind of like the full boot that you've got. Like, they're just so good. They've got that little tassel on them. I wish I could zoom in on the detail, but that tassel actually stands out. And then with the little gold or metal like detail, it makes them look like a brand. It makes them look expensive. So really, really nice detail on those. You've got like this kind of like creamy colour, this kind of sand colour, what's it called, like sable is the word, I think. The dark brown, which I always go for the chocolate browns in boots. I really love it. This kind of like bluey colour, which works so well. Again, the tonal colours work really, really well. The black, which again, just going to pair with so many things. Grey, again, super usable. The white is going to be useful as well. It's quite a nice white as well. Sometimes the white can look a bit garish or a bit off. It's slightly off, but in a way that I think makes it look realistic and wearable. And then these, so they remind me of the boots that, I don't know if anybody remembers Almost Famous, and she has those gorgeous boots with all the stitching detail on. I want to say applique, I don't know if that's the right word, but like those are so gorgeous. I wish I could zoom in on the boots, guys. I wish we had more camera options in CAS, like you know, to like zoom in on what we want to zoom in on. But yeah, like to move the camera position, how cool would it be, just as a side note, to have like high, low, high, medium, low camera position, so that if I set it to like the low camera position and zoomed, instead of zooming in on a face, it would zoom in on her shoes. If I've set it to mid, it would zoom into the middle of her body. Do you see what I mean? That'd be so much more helpful, and I could show off the detail of these boots so much better. Maybe I can figure out how to zoom in, I don't know. I'm trying to learn editing things on videos, and I've not been very successful so far, but thank you to my friends who have been giving me tips on which programs to use. But yeah, they're so pretty. Like, they're really, really pretty, and I love that you've got that as an option, but you could absolutely just go in and kind of like have like the basic colours as well. I can't remember what colour I originally had on her. I'm just gonna think I'll probably just put her on Maybe the black. I think maybe black works. So yeah, to match a hat. Normally I match the hat to the boots. It's kind of like, I don't know, cowboy code or something. Again, just checking the time, guys. So let's jump into some of the male cast. So I've not shown, let's just quickly flick through all the girls just to show you some of the different ways that you can wear these items. So again, here's another way of just combining those items on an elder sim. I think she looks really gorgeous with them. This is Dolly, so the grandma. This is a new asset as well. This is a full body asset that I've not shown yet. Just really, really nice. Like that one's so lovely. I might actually keep that one on her. You get some like brighter colours, but again, everything's quite tonal. It works really, really well. I really love that on her. I might keep that one on her actually. This one as well. So a small note, you get a lot of vests. A lot of vests in this pack. I have a sneaking suspicion that Cinderellimouse is a vest fan. Which is, they are really nice actually. So I was a bit like, do we really need that many vests? And then I kind of looked at them and I was like, maybe I do actually. So this is a really nice item. Again, I love the dark blue with the white shirt. I'm going to use this a lot. I need more white shirts. This is the thing as well. If I could get a white shirt like that tucks in but without the vest, I would use that all the time for workwear, like just with a pair of, like for that kind of like clean, fresh, I'm just going to the shop look, but with a pair of jeans. Like that shirt would be incredible. Sims team, please can I get that shirt but without the vest? Thanks. The vest is great too. Like I really like this colour. Again, it kind of harkens back to kind of like old western kind of, like she could be the sheriff, you know, like, oh, I love the shirt so much. Again, with the detail on the shirt, the collar on this one's really good. Do you remember how I picked out that the collar wasn't great on that other shirt? This one has nailed it. The shirt looks perhaps a little bit thick for my liking, but it works. You get some with like the check underneath. Again, I'm not keen of these kind of brighter colours with the check. I would have preferred the more grunge colours for the check, but generally speaking, like that, see what I mean? Like that one, I'll use that one. That one, I don't think I'll use that one. Again, it could just be personal preference. It's good to have a range of options for different players. Different people like different things. I just personally think it looks better. Again, it might just be my taste. She's got it with those kind of boots because again, she's a little bit of a hippie chick as well. And all that good stuff.
Do you enjoy?
So yeah, more of our items. If I see anything that I've not touched on yet, like this shirt, I'll kind of like stop and kind of go through the detail on it. So this shirt's really, again, really, I love the fit of this shirt. I would have loved it in plain colours. A lot of these are too garish for my liking. I don't think I'm necessarily going to use a lot of them. That one's really, really lovely, and I actually kind of like that one too, strangely enough. But I understand what they're going for. I understand the reference. I think Yves Saint Laurent has had a lot of this kind of Western formal wear detailing, especially in their menswear range, in one of the recent collections. So it kind of reminds me of, like, I don't know, do you remember Romeo and Juliet? Is it Tybalt? Oh, what's his name? I always forget the actor's name, and he's a really famous actor. But he kind of has a shirt similar to like that one, I think. So it kind of makes me think of those kind of like, I don't know, like Western Spanish influences. So it kind of works. It's maybe not my favourite thing in the world. I don't know, guys. This is just a base game outfit that, again, when I was creating it, I kind of liked. Kind of like, again, kind of feels like Old West, she's got a bit of money kind of thing. Or maybe even like British equestrian wear, like that kind of Victorian equestrian wear, works quite well. This, again, like, I love that shirt so much, one of my favourite items. This skirt, I don't think I'm going to use quite as often. It's not enabled for formal, a lot of these weren't, but I felt like in a Western town you would still be wearing your cowboy boots, your cowboy hat, denim, even if it was formal. I don't know, I feel that way, let me know if I'm wrong. I don't know, I've got this image of kind of like American Midwesterns kind of wearing cowboy hats to wedding and firing the guns in the air to celebrate. Again, that might be a stereotype, I'm sorry guys if it is, but it's like the image I've got in my head. But yeah, like it's a nice item. It's just, there's nothing wrong with it, it's just maybe a bit too flouncy for my style. I don't know if it looks very modern. Works quite well for elder sims. Yeah, I'll keep going. This little vest top is not enabled for sleepwear or athletic. No, is it enabled for sleepwear? No, Yes, it is. It's enabled for sleepwear. She can't remember, guys. Again, cute. It kind of looks like undergarments, like long john type things. It looks kind of old fashioned. It'd be good for like historical clothing wear. I like the kind of cheesecloth texture to it. Comes in a really nice range of colours as well. Again, really nice for just a different item for formal wear in the game. And I need to go and talk to my kids. I'll be back again in a minute. I'm going to go and kick them out of the house and then we'll have some free time, just you and me, just the adults in the room. Oh, kids are left. I feel like, do you remember that Sims 2 trailer where like the kids leave and they go, I feel like, oh, it's our time, guys. Right, okay. Let's, oh, I've got messages now coming in from people. Okay, so what was I talking about? So yeah, really nice actually to have this as like a little sleepwear option. Of course you could wear it as a top as well. It is quite cute and cozy. It looks cute with a little pair of jeans. Yeah, all that good stuff. That is the one we've already seen. Yeah, looks, this is just a base game white shirt. This is what I was saying. I use this like white shirt and the one from Get to Work quite often, so I'd love to get some more updated ones, especially like with the rolled up sleeves and things like that. It just looks really, really nice. But yeah, just kind of like showing that as like a different option, kind of like the clean white shirt with the denim, always a good look. And here's another option, again wearing that skirt but as an elder. It just it's a really nice elder piece, I think, and I love how it looks a little bit more modern, a little bit more trendy. Like this is kind of how my nana would wear clothes. She was always a little bit more a little bit stylish, a little bit kind of 1940s kind of influences. Like I remember she loved that film with like Marlon Brando where it's like oh, African Queen, I don't know what's her name as well, like Lauren Bacall, was it in that movie? I don't know, like that kind of like style she was really, really into. So yeah, it kind of reminds me of that, like well-dressed nana look. Like basic swimwear there for yeah, another variation on that outfit. Again, I just love that outfit so much, so you're going to see it in a lot of different colours on my Sims. And again, talking about more outerwear, so you can see there's some here that I've not even touched on. Quite a few. So what have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 outerwear pieces. Don't really agree with that being outerwear. That looks a bit frumpy to me. I don't really like how the shirt sticks out underneath. Like there's something a bit off about it, so I'm kind of not really using that one very much. It's not one of my favourite pieces. I think I did use it for sleepwear at one point on one of my Sims, but apart from that I've kind of avoided that one. This is a really cute coat. Again, with it being an elder, there's something about the elder frame. They kind of like stick the tummy out and kind of like go like that, so all the clothes look a bit weird on elders quite often, but kind of not on an elder frame. That like it's a really cute little coat. And then again, just to go show you some of these really beautiful colour variants on it. Like these ones look so good in like Snowy Escape, in Mount Komorebi, and yeah, just really cute. And like that one looks a little bit more modern in kind of like the mustard colour. The colour choices on that coat are really, really nice. Ooh, excuse me, keep going. Again, another variation. This is actually one of the men's coats. Again, I like to play with taking off the filters and kind of doing what I want to do. So this is one of the men's coats, but I think it works really well for her. Again, it looks a little bit like a sack of potatoes, but I think that's just the way the elders stand. Yeah, just again, just good to know that you have that option to kind of like take off the filters and wear some of the masculine clothes on the feminine frames. Some work better than others. It does depend on the frame, like whether, oh, we've got a little bit of clipping under her ear. I don't know, there you go, did you catch that? But again, it's because this isn't really intended for female Sims. It's not really intended for their frame, but I thought it worked well enough that I was kind of happy about it. Oh, a nice little detail as well. If you look at the ring fingers, so Dolly and Earl and Bob and Dakota should have rings on for every single outfit unless I've accidentally taken them off. But yeah, like again, like nice detail there with the shirt. I love the layering. So when we get to menswear, layering is going to be a big thing that I kind of talk about. Kind of, what is that? Is that full body or, hang on. Yeah, it's a full body outfit for men. Okay, and finally, there we go. We've got that really gorgeous shawl again in the kind of like horsey print. Again, I quite like the kind of lighter, like light blue cream colours for her quite a lot. And that is Dolly. Let's have a quick scan through of Barb as well. Who else have we got? Yeah, Barb is the only other adult female. So just to show you some of her outfits and some of the variations. We've not touched on this little jacket yet. So again, she's a little bit of a tomboy. She's going to be the new sheriff. So that kind of tomboy style suits her really well. So we've got another vest. Well, a sleeveless jacket. This as well, my eldest is actually really after a sleeveless jacket right now. I think one of the characters in the new Spider-Man movie wears a sleeveless like cut off jacket, so they're all about that style. They're going to absolutely freak out when they see this. They're going to be so happy. Again with what looks like a little jersey kind of undershirt underneath, but it works super well with that kind of like V-neck neckline that is very popular in menswear actually, that kind of like buttoned Y-neck. But yeah, like I like that it looks a little bit kind of like ribbed around the edges. Again, just bringing in a girly touch to quite a masculine jacket. Looks very cute together. Again, really good colour swatches on this one. I kind of really love that one. You've got the pink as well for the Barbie's Horse Ranch girls. The lighter denim, the black and the red, always a good colour combination. That one's a really nice one as well, with kind of like the more kind of sand coloured with the white. Again, they're not going overboard with any of the colours here, which again makes it super wearable and lovely. Let's keep going as well, and she's got this, which again, these are menswear. Again, taking off those filters and kind of like playing with the idea of what's women's wear, what's men's wear. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. She has got, it does bulge ever so slightly weirdly between the legs, but I liked it enough that I felt like I could get away with it. So these are menswear jeans. I love the big belt buckle. Again, they are a nice, very straight leg. They're not overly flared, they're not overly baggy, they're not overly tight. Good denim for men. This is a formal wear, it's just base game. So here you go. Yeah, so for this is that top that I said I don't really like, but I do think it works quite well for athletic wear. So I just went ahead and put that on her with a pair of leggings. What else? So yeah, again, quite basic sleepwear. She's just got the new knickers on, put a pair of socks on to make it a little bit more fun, and again show that tomboy nature. Again, that absolutely gorgeous waistcoat. Again, like we didn't talk about this, but look at that tie detail on the back. It's so pretty. Oh, another thing as well, sorry, excuse me. Barb and Vanda wear watches all the time, so I think I had the idea of like, if you're working, sorry, I'm just responding to my kids, sorry. So they're saying that they're not going to go to school, they're going to go to the coffee shop, which is so funny. Please tell me when you're in school. Yeah, Vanda and Barb, they are clock watchers. So Vanda, because he works on a farm, he's working on a ranch, he's working with the horses. He's like, they need feeding at this time, I need to let them out for a run at this time, I need to get back home to kind of like put them back in the pen overnight. So he's running on a schedule. So watch is really important for him. Same with Barb, because she's kind of like very precise. She's kind of like neat, she's good, she's athletic, all that kind of stuff. She's kind of running on a schedule. Again, she's a little bit more kind of business orientated with that, kind of like being a cop. So yeah, gorgeous outfit there. Again, I just love that shirt. That shirt, you're gonna see me overuse it like nobody's business. There's another really nice variation on the waistcoat with skinny base game jeans, which again, I love that you can like tuck, like a lot of the new jeans with the pack, they kind of like tuck out so that the boots go underneath. So the skinny base game jean options, really, really good. Like we already have them. We've got a couple of options, like these ones as well that got added. They just look really good with you know, if you want to show off the detail of those cowboy boots. We've got good tuck-in options, so it's good that they thought about that and gave us tuck-out options in the pack. Again, another base game option there. Swimwear, hot weather outfit, and one of the new jackets that I haven't talked about yet, which is enabled for cold weather. Again, it looks really good. This will work really well with like cottage living if you're having horses in the more British themed world. Again, kind of typical equestrian wear there, and I just think it looks really well on Barb. looks really good on Barb, and I like the colour options. It'll combine really well with cottage living, I think. Yeah, just really, really nice. And what else does she have? Base game. Right, going then to menswear, and I think I'm going to start with Vanda because he's so hot, guys. Talking about Vanda, actually mentioning traits again, if I take away my face. Vanda's got one of the new traits, which is horse lover, that comes with this pack. So it says, these Sims share a strong bond with horses. They have an easier time socialising with and caring for horses than other Sims. I think I gave Rancher to Barb, yep, because she's more about where Vanda is specifically running like the horse ranch. Barb is more interested in kind of like the baby goats and baby sheep. So she's got these Sims excel at ranch life and take pride in their work. They enjoy ranch chores and caring for their livestock. So because she's more about the livestock kind of thing, so she's got that. I don't think I use. I think I use the new. Oh, no, so Colt's got Horse Lover. Unfortunately, the horse riding one isn't available for children, but when he ages up to a teen, I'm going to use the Championship Horse Rider Equestrian Aspiration for him. I can't remember the name of it right now. So he's going to kind of get involved with that. Nobody in this family is really involved in nectar making. I've kind of kept that separate for other Sims. But I can actually show you that there's new activities. So children also have the new horse riding activity. There's also nectar making. Obviously that's not appropriate for children, but if you kind of look on the adult activities, nectar making is an option there as well. So they've thought of a lot of stuff. Another new feature is that you can have a like for ranch music, and I think that's pretty much it for all the likes and dislikes. So going in with Vanda then, this hot boy here, like I am absolutely obsessed with him. Oh, another thing I want to kind of point out is I've used a lot of the kind of, again, not wanting anyone to be too perfect. So if you look here at Earl McCoy, he has got a birthmark on his face, and also Vanda has a birthmark on his body, I believe. Oh, it's on his neck. There you go. So you can see he's got a birthmark on his neck. I think it just adds character. I've also used some of the base game. This is all base game. It got patched in recently, the birthmarks. I've also added kind of like the wrinkles on his brow to make him look a little bit older, because he is obviously the big brother, and he's you know, he works hard, he worries. This is one of the new hairstyles as well that comes in the pack. Very rarely you're seeing him without a hat here. Normally he does wear a hat. So this is one of the new men's hairs. You've also got like legends such as this one, which again is super duper cute, but I've used that on other Sims. I actually use a base game hair on him for most of the time. It's kind of that one that looks like a bit of an Elvis quiff. Have I got the camera on? I have. Yeah, it's the one that looks kind of like an Elvis quiff. So because I figured he's into kind of like retro music, he's into kind of like the old-fashioned songs. So you know those like Elvis movies where he's like hanging out with the horses, he's got the whole cowboy thing going on. He's really into those kind of like old movies. So that's kind of his vibe. But here, because it's his swimwear, I think it looks like he's just got out and kind of like pushed his hair back. Sometimes as well he has got more of like an old-fashioned gentleman cut where he's got like the side parting. I just crush on him, guys. I just think he's super cute. Obviously he's got the new moustache. There's really good facial hair that comes with the new pack, so just kind of showing you a couple of them. You've got this amazing moustache here, this one which is really good because it's got a slight curl to it, so it's really good for like afro textured. If you've got like afro textured hair, you want to match that with the beard, it's a really nice option. Very happy to see that. Actually, it's something that I felt was missing. What I also feel like is missing is afro textured body hair. That'd be a nice thing to get patched into the base game at some point, but I've gone for this one. Again, it's a bit of a Magnum PI moustache. It kind of does funny things to me. It's got kind of the stubble as well. I just, it's such good facial hair, guys. One of my favourite items in the pack. He's got these kind of like sleepy, kind of like eyes as well. He's a bit of a hottie, guys, what can I say. Again, giving him a bit of a crook to his nose because I don't like perfect noses, so yeah, I think I like a nose with character, a Roman nose. So yeah, that's his vibe. He was in the army as well in his younger days, so again he's got a bit of a rebellious background. He was into kind of like, he was getting into a lot of like bar fights, a lot of brawls and things like this. I feel like Earl encouraged him as a young man to go and join the army to teach him some discipline. and you know, have that sense of responsibility and schedule, and it really, really worked for him. It kind of like really shook him into shape. I don't think it's the right course for everybody, but I think it suits their story. So he didn't love his army days, but he learned a lot of lessons there, and as such he's actually really, really proud of that background. So he wears that dog tag with most outfits. Talking about as well about the kind of body detail, I believe that Barb has, if I just take off her swimwear for a hot second, I believe that Barb has stretch marks there. Sorry, not Barb. Dolly has stretch marks, and Barb has a cesarean scar. Just again, the idea of like telling story through my Sims bodies and not making them all too perfect. They all do have quite an athletic frame because they do work on the ranch, right? They're outdoorsy, so they kind of, even if they don't necessarily work out too much, they get the workout through just doing those kind of manual labour tasks of like shoveling up the shit and that kind of stuff. Sorry, swear warning. Belated swear warning. But anyway, like I kind of love them. I didn't expect to be so into them, but I'm totally into them. Like this pack, I like kind of really love the storytelling aspects that is kind of coming out through it. So again, he's got a lot of like the dustier, dirty clothing because he's on the ranch all day, so he kind of has that going for him. Like, I'm in love. He's so hot. So again, he's got this really dirty version of these pants. He's got the dirty version of the men's boots. How many times do I need to say dirty when I'm talking about Vanda? But yeah, you have like the clean version too. So this is another version of kind of the denim with the galoshes. Again, just because he's doing a lot of mucking out and stuff like that. So just to kind of protect his clothes, he's got these kind of like things on, but they just look great. And I think there's kind of like smarter versions too. Yeah, really, really good. Like you can definitely ride around on the horses and that. Like, hang on guys, look at his ass, look at his butt in these jeans. Like, do you see what I see? You can keep your boots on, baby. Ooh, I'm a woman, not a lady. I am looking respectfully at Vanda's ass. This is a really nice outfit. Like, right, can we just stop a second and just say that menswear CAS is absolutely carrying this pack. Like, menswear has been so kind of forgotten. And if I show you as well, like, just look, if I scroll down, full body outfits for men, like, this is what we've been working with, guys. This is what we've been working with for menswear. Like, are you freaking kidding me right now? Am I a clown? Do I amuse you? Am I a clown? Why would my men want to look like this? So actually having those kind of, you know, I was talking about the everyday wearables, you know, things like denim, shirts, jeans, the stuff that makes up the majority of men's wardrobes has been missing, and this pack is serving it to us. I love it. It's not serving see you next Tuesday. It's serving eggplant emoji. It's very nice. So this here is like you're like, why so many denim shirts? Because this is what men's wardrobes are like. The layering as well. Again, if you work in menswear, which I did for a number of years, took me a while to get it. I went from womenswear to menswear, and again, it took me a while to understand menswear because it's very different to womenswear. Like, yes, I know now there's a lot more gender equality, gender fluidity, but generally speaking, like the majority of like the way menswear and womenswear work, womenswear, you have those basic essentials, and then the fashion changes really fast, and you get these really big, loud variations on clothing. Menswear is so much more subtle. It's all about the cut, it's all about the detail. So you could have a denim jacket, a denim shirt that lasts 5 years, right? It'll be in fashion for menswear for 5 years, but the actual, like, the stitching will change, the cut, the shape might change, the detail will change. Menswear changes so much more subtly, but that's where the quality is, and that's why quality is so important in menswear. And that's why you could buy a pair of jeans from the supermarket or a pair of jeans from a designer brand, and you're going to see you're going to put them on, you're going to look different, you're going to walk different, you're going to feel different, because the quality that you're getting with like a designer brand, the cut you're getting, the fabric, the detail, the stitching, the wearability of it is going to be so much more stylish than something that you're just going to buy off a shelf that's going to be like, you know, a very cheap cut. Like, you do get variations, you do get some supermarket brands that actually absolutely nail it sometimes, but generally speaking, like, quality and layering. Quality layering is where menswear is at, and keep it simple, stupid, and that's what they've done with this pack, and they've run with it. So really, just really good stuff. So again, like, why have I got so many variations of this? Because that's what menswear's like, guys. And if a man likes something, he will buy it in all the colours. Like, I swear to God, I worked in fashion when we had, I can't actually remember what his original outfit was now. Hang on, let me go back. What was his original outfit? I can't even remember. Was it that? Sorry guys, that was it. Right, hang on, that was the one. So I worked in fashion, and there was this trend for men's t-shirts, but they really basic t-shirt, but they had that neckline with the V with the buttons, and oh my God, I think it was like around In-Betweeners. Do you remember when In-Betweeners was out and Hollyoaks and stuff? You'd see them wearing our t-shirts all the time, and they flew. It was like we'd mined fucking gold dust. And so all the design team did was they were like sending them out, and all they would do is change the colour. So we got white on white, we got white with grey, we got white with black, we got white with red, then we got like red with white, and then, like, you know, every colour variation that they could possibly think of. And some of them were a bit louder. They were like navy with lime yellow. Lime yellow is like, you know, like neon yellow, and then, like, but the ones that were kind of like grey on grey, grey on white, white on black, like, we could not stock them fast enough, and they were on offer as well. They were like 3 for 2, and oh my God, like, all the kids in the area were wearing them. Like, everybody's wardrobe was like men were wearing them. Everybody's wardrobe was like packed with these basic shirts, because when something works in menswear, it works really well, and men will buy it, and they'll buy it, and they'll buy it, and they'll buy it, because it's comfortable, and it works, and it looks good on them. It's safe. Menswear is all about safe, right? So again, just that's why that's where this pack has got it so right for me, and I am going to use this pack time and time again going forward for fashionable everyday, even like city, like men's, like city wear. Like, that is what guys wear, like walking around the city. Do you know what I mean? Like, that is what men wear. So we got that modern menswear kit, do you remember, which was they collaborated with a designer, and there's some pieces in there that I absolutely love and I use time and time again, but they are too fashion forward for everyday menswear, and that's what was missing in the game. And that's why the Sims team kind of got that wrong when they did that collaboration, because it's like, finally a menswear kit. Oh, what's going on with the trousers? Why does that trouser have a skirt? It wasn't what and some people love that pack, and I kind of love that pack, but again, I've got a fashion background. Most of my Sims aren't going to wear it. All my fucking Sims are going to wear this. It's so good, and like, I can't stress enough how much we need more of this. It's like, again, it's like, roll with it, Sims team. When you get the menswear right, fucking roll with it, double down on it, keep doing, when you find the thing that works, keep doing the thing that works. Don't try and be innovative when it comes to the menswear. So, like, like, tell me, like, think of your dad would probably wear that, right? Most men would wear that. But and again, I love a nice daddy Sim, like, that works for me. But again, like this, like, a young trendy Instagram lad in like Manchester City Centre is going to wear something like that as well. So again, like, it's stud detail on it, pocket detail, really nice cut, really nice shape. Love that it tucks in and it doesn't stick out, because again, sometimes when things stick out on men, it kind of looks too boxy. Chef's kiss, I absolutely love that. I love it, Sims team. Give me more, give me more, give me more, give me more. Again, they've got it so right. I pray to the gurus above. They have got this right. Again, let's go back to, what was I talking about? Layering. They've done it. The shirt, the like jersey over it, again, really nice with the stud detail there, and then like the jacket as well. They've layered, but it doesn't look too chunky, because sometimes with menswear it looks like a Lego block, and it's kind of like too long, it sticks out too far from the hips, it just looks like you've Lego block pieced, and this doesn't look like that. It creases. Can we just can we just talk about this jacket? Creases in all the right places. Look at the creases on the inside of the elbow. It doesn't, like, it tapers in on the hand, so it doesn't have that Lego block look to it. Kind of like sticks out in all the right places. It's tight to the body. It's thick because it's leather lined with lambskin, but it doesn't look blocky. It looks like jackets. And the piece de resistance of this is, like, look at the tuck. Look at the tuck. Again, it's all these little details that they've paid attention to. Like, they stop it having that kind of Lego block look and they make it look realistic and wearable. And oh my god, thank you, gurus, for finally getting this right, because it's took a long time for us to get to this place, but we are here now and we are loving it. Again, like, look how it sits on his ass. It tucks in and then out. It follows the shape of his body. It doesn't look, because sometimes, like with tops in the game, especially with menswear, when they kind of have, it's something a bit bulky, it kind of weirdly balloons out, and that's not what fabric looks like on a human body. So I'm having a simgasm. It's so good. I'm sorry to everybody. Like, I know I just lost viewers then when I did that. I've probably lost some viewers and gained some viewers. My viewership probably changed in that moment. You only get 4 swatches here, but if you look, you actually this item doubles up. So the mesh doubles up. And the reason for this is a leather. And so I assume that they've I assume that they've made a conscious choice to do it as 2 separate swatches to show the difference. So this one's leather, and then this one is more of like a cord or a, yeah, there you go. So this one's more cord and, like, what's it called? Not satin, what's the word for it? It's like suede. So this is like shiny leather, and then this is like suede and cord. So I think what they've done here is there's something called the spec map when you are creating an asset, and the spec map tells which bits are going to be shiny and which bits are not going to be shiny. So for example, the button detail, you're going to have a little bit of a shine to that, whereas something like suede or cord is going to be a matte finish. So the reason why this is 2 separate items, it's not because they're cheating us, it's not because they're trying to like pad out menswear, it's because I assume that the spec map is tagged specifically to the different ones. So let me try and explain. I'm not explaining it well. So where the suede and the cord need a matte spec map, that's a separate CAS asset to this one that has a shiny spec map to give it kind of that leathery sheen. Because if you took this spec map where it's got like the shine to it, you can see the shine on his arm a little. And again, they've done it well, because sometimes what they can do on some assets is make it overly shiny, and it makes it kind of look a bit plastic. With this being like a worn leather, they've just given it a very, very subtle shine. Look at his shoulder there as I turn him. Can you see the shine on his shoulder? So it's a very subtle shine that's appropriate to this worn leather. But had they put that on this, you can see it doesn't, it's got a slight shine. I don't think they can remove it entirely. Had they done it on this, it wouldn't look right. There's also something called a bump map. So the bump map is where they could have a flat surface on the actual mesh, but by editing the bump map, it gives it this feeling of like depth. And they use this a lot of the time for things like the cord pattern, you know, to give it kind of like a ribbed texture. And so yeah, like, so that's actually flat. It's kind of like a visual trick. This kind of like cheesecloth shirt that he's got under it, that's probably going to have a bump map. Anytime you see a wrinkle, that can often be a bump map rather than the mesh. You can see here where it's mesh because it actually sticks out, you can see the line. So there's a lot of work that goes into making a CAS piece. I'm not very good at it, I have tried in the past, but I understand a lot of the technical details. So I really want to talk about that and say they're not trying to rip us off, they're not trying to pad out men's CAS by having that as 2 separate pieces. It's because they've very cleverly given us different designs. They've given us cord, suede and leather all in one mesh to give us options, right? We've not been cheated. Just to kind of emphasize that, this is another option where they've done the same thing. So again, more vests, all the vests in this pack, guys. So we only get 5 colour options here, but this is the shiny leather option. Can you see the shine on it? Where this one is more of a suede texture. So they've given us different options here, and it's not as shiny. There's a reason, there's method to the Sims team's madness, and it works, and I'm here for it because again, I can be super hypercritical when it comes to CAS, especially with like menswear, and especially with the textures and the meshes, and they have it they've got it right. This is a big win for this pack. I can't emphasize that enough. Like, they've done a brilliant job, and credit to the whole team that was involved in that. Their base game jeans, that's that new hat that I'm absolutely in love with, so it's enabled for men as well, as are, he's just got base game boots on here, but I do use a variety of boots, again, just to keep adding interest and not use the same asset all the time. So this is actually base game, this is entirely base game, but I liked it, so I kept it. And here we go. So again, just going back to the shirt, so this is one of the base game shirts. This is also a base game t-shirt. Again, just because t-shirts are so wearable and handy for menswear, I would go for, if they gave me a menswear t-shirt pack and it was all just good quality t-shirts in good quality textures. Again, talking about the texture, this is kind of like a basic cotton. This is a cotton twill. You can see the detail to it, which again, I love it, with the upturned sleeves as well. Like, again, the devil's in the detail with menswear. Like, you can't have enough basic t-shirts. Like, simple basic t-shirts for men, cannot have enough of them. Like, just give us all the swatches, all the textures, all the details, and just make the fit right. If it fits right, it'll be so usable. So again, falling back onto this base game t-shirt because it works so well. Let's talk about their neckerchief. So the neckerchief is an accessory in the game. If I just go to his head and then click on it, so it works like a necklace. And again, super clever, so you can take this off, you can put it on. It combines with most outfits. You would be surprised at how many outfits you can use this with. It does clip sometimes, but I think that's because they made a conscious decision to allow it for more items and let us use our discernment about where to, you know, where it looks right and where it doesn't look right, rather than limiting it and being like, oh, it would have looked really good with that outfit, but it's not enabled for it. So they've enabled it for more things, even though it's going to clip on some things, so that we can use our discernment to decide what we like it on and what we don't like it on. So you've got it with the tie at the front and the tie at the back. Again, just a bit of a variation there. It comes in a variety of like checks, plain swatches. I would have loved a plain black. We don't have a plain black, we've got a plain black grey, and I would have liked a bit of I think what's missing here is that it would have looked better if it had a little bit more texture. Again, maybe like a mild texture to it. It looks a little bit too plain for me, but I appreciate what they're attempting here. So this hopefully opens up the pathway to having things like scarves in the game. Maybe if it's not a full-on scarf, we could perhaps get, you know, like the scarves that kind of loop around and it's just kind of like a cowl scarf. So hopefully we'll get more kind of neck accessories opened up to us now that they've kind of led the way with this brilliant neckerchief. Just as well, you also get this cute little kind of Native American jewellery here with the lapis lazuli and the kind of rope detail, with the really nice detail of kind of the metal ends on that as well. It kind of does look like what men wear over shirts quite a lot. I did find it was limited to what you could combine it with, but it's a nice asset anyway. And again, he's got these, we saw these on the in the women's wear because they're enabled for men's wear, but I think they look good on women as well. And again, like, so it's just a variation of the kind of galoshes. Like, yeah, oh no, are they women's wear? Did I get that the wrong way? I got that wrong. They're enabled for women, but they look so good on men. Why aren't they enabled for men? Look at it. Look at his ass, guys. Why can't I zoom in on his ass? Like, look how good these look. So again, you really want to play around with the filters. Like, why isn't that enabled for menswear? Look how good it looks on him. Guys, like, seriously, Sims Team, what are you doing? Like, why is that locked for feminines wear? Because it looks so good on menswear. That looks better than most, like most of the men's jeans, to be honest, and it's not even enabled for them. So I kind of really wanted to show you that because again, brilliant asset there. Again, like, look at him. So these jeans, so I've kind of mentioned this already, but let's have another quick look at some of the swatches. So again, really like realistic wearable swatches here, nothing too crazy. You've got kind of like the clean version and the dirty version, which again is so handy for storytelling. So a lot of thought has gone into these. I think, did I have like that one on him? Which one did I have on him? I can't remember which one I had on him. That one, I think. I'm not sure. They all kind of work though. They're all good. I kind of like that one. So again, like, they've not done anything crazy here. It's like blue shirt, blue denim, like It just works. It just works so well. I think it would have been better if they'd have used a black or a white shirt underneath. But again, appreciate the layering, appreciate the cut on it. I love how it tucks in underneath and out over the top. It makes it look realistic. It curves in with the body. It doesn't look like a Lego block. Nice creasing on the arms. Cuff comes in. It doesn't stick out. Brilliant job. And as well, like the detail of the shirt collar, the jacket collar with the shirt collar, really nicely modeled. Like, again, just I can't sing the Sims team praises enough. This is going to be such a long video, and I'm not going to edit it, guys. I might edit it down into shorts or something. I don't know. I might do a highlights video. These jeans, again, praying like, thank you, we don't deserve you, Sims gods. Like, with just, they've got all the colors. Like, look, they've got the navy, they've got like the dark navy, like the mid blue, the dark navy, the lighter color, lighter again, the kind of white color, the gray color, the black. I need that every time you do anything denim, Sims team. If I could have that range of colors, those 6 denim colors, amazing. I would say maybe a bit more like a dirty swatch perhaps, but again, like, and they've done the stonewash, they've done the dirt, they've done us dirty, but in a good way in this pack. Because, like, do you remember, okay guys, do you remember the Sims 3, the diesel expansion pack, the diesel stuff pack? They tried to do dirty denim in the diesel stuff pack, and it was very photorealistic, it was very alpha, it wasn't Maxis match, and I hated it. And it was such a shame, because I really love kind of like dirty wash, stonewash jeans, and like, it didn't look right. And they've attempted it a couple of times in The Sims 4, and it's not been entirely successful, and they've got it right in this pack. So I'm really hoping that we get more kind of stonewash, dirty looking worn denim options. And again, this is like worn denim without it being full of holes. So again, just brilliant job, very on trend. Really look forward to seeing more of that in the game, because they've cracked it, quite frankly. And yeah, so again, really good feedback for the Sims team. If we get denim, make it all these swatches. Again, it's full length jeans, guys, full length wearable dad jeans. I've been waiting for them. They are here. Again, just like that classic kind of like Wrangler 501 Levi style. Like, you can't go wrong with it. And where, like, the base game men's jeans have been so hit and miss. Like, look at these in comparison. They look like granddad jeans. I was looking for dad jeans. Sims team served granddad jeans. And now I finally have the dreams that I've been dreaming of in the game. So, yeah, just absolutely, like, bloody love them. Like, great job, Sims team. Like, they are so good. They are everything I wanted and more. Like, I love them. I could have done with a dirty swatch on all the colours, so like 12 swatches total, clean version and dirty version, but again, just brilliant. They've got that big belt buckle on them. Sometimes it tucks, sometimes it doesn't, depending on what you're wearing it with, but again, really nice. Like, they're not high rise, they're not low rise, they're mid rise, which again makes them super wearable, makes them good to combine with other outfits. I can't sing the praises enough. I love how they're a little bit worn looking at the bottom, like he's had them for a long time. I love that little kind of like cut-in detail on the hem as well. And again, I love that they're not skinny, they're not wide, they're not flared, they are just a straight leg traditional men's jean, which I've needed, and I appreciate them. This jacket I love for formal wear. You can see I use this on Earl quite a lot in kind of the lighter colours. This is kind of giving like rogue colours, and again, like, I love it so much. The stitching detail on it is great. I love this necktie. Again, that's what I was talking about, the necktie. It's a shame it doesn't combine with more of the items better. Yeah, it comes in a really good range of colours. I really like these kind of like the lighter colours with the blues. It's just so, again, the attention to detail, the choice of the colours. They've nailed it with this one, absolutely nailed it. Because, like, it's like good guy, bad guy as well. Like, the good guy wears white, the bad guy wears black. Like, all those old kind of Western movies, like the kind of tropes. Like, they've just absolutely got it. And again, I really like these colours for kind of like the well-to-do in the town. Like, I could see, do you remember the mayor from Strangerville? I could totally see him wearing this as well. But yeah, he's a bit of a... He wants to be bad. He wants to do bad things with you. So he's wearing the black. Base game jeans, base game shoes, base game hats. Let's keep going. Athletic wear. So he actually does have kind of like sportswear for his athletic wear. Again, wearing the dog tag, just base game items. Again, base game items for his sleepwear here. He's got that pushed back hair, like he's just washed his face and kind of rinsed the dirt out of his hair, you know, and I kind of love that for him. This is kind of like, because again, he has a bit of a, he does like to hang out at the bar. He does like to be a bit of a bad guy, you know. He's got a heart of gold, but he likes being the bad guy. So he does like to go and like have a little bit of a stint of like bartending. And this is definitely his I'm off to the bar to get into a little bit of trouble. Maybe look for a girlfriend and you know, disappoint them because he's the man of their life and he's busy kind of like with all his other responsibilities. He doesn't make time for them and then they get stroppy and leave him. They don't deserve him. If they don't love him for who he is, they don't deserve this heart of gold. But again, comes in some brilliant colours. Like again, the choices, like so good, so good. I love that we've got like black on black as well, black and white, black on black, like really good tonal. No crazy clown colors here, guys. Like this is just such a nice asset. And again, this is inspired by kind of Native American culture. I do think it's it does pass into mainstream culture sometimes, so you can get away with wearing it again as kind of like, maybe if you're the lead singer of a band, a country and western band, you'd totally wear that. I love the kind of are they teeth or claws? These or bone? I'm not actually sure what they are, but these kind of like bone toggles here as well. Really nice detail. He's giving Crocodile Dundee. Do you remember Crocodile Dundee? That's what this outfit's giving. I love the tassels. Again, really nice. They're not kind of too uniform. They kind of look like they're layered on top of each other, which is again a really nice detail. It's kind of got this suede texture to it. It's layered, but it's not bulky. Again, 10 out of 10. Brilliant, perfect asset there. Like execution is mwah. This outfit as well, again, this is one of the more modern pieces. It's a little bit over textured for me. I think sometimes when it gets too much texture it looks a bit alpha, which I'll talk about with one of the jeans as well at some point. Again, you can see the slight shine on the buttons there. Again, those typical kind of denim wear buttons, you know, like, yeah, absolutely. You see on things like Wrangler. Again, a sign of quality there, which is funny because it used to be like everyday workwear, but now it's become this kind of like symbol of quality. Really good range of kind of like dirty swatches, clean swatches. This looks very clean and very like city Instagram, kind of like summer beach wear. This looks a bit more like hipster. Again, just really good. All the colours though are kind of like wearable. Just again, really good attention to detail on that one. Really good choices in terms of colour and pattern. I love the upturned sleeve there. I always want to put like a packet of cigarettes in it. The collar looks great. I love kind of like the contrast colour on the inside of the fabric. You know, it's like a grey on the inside. Love that detail. Just a really good, nice asset. You can see how with this texture here, the shirt on top sticks out a little bit. Really good quality, the CAS in this pack. I have to say, very impressed. I think this is kind of mostly base game, but I just liked it, so I kept it. Again, this is kind of one where it's kind of a little bit, it's edging towards alpha, but it's still a really nice asset here. Again, nice texture there. It's got kind of like that dirty texture to it. I love the contrast stitching. I love the kind of the metal buttons there. I love that the studs as well, press studs. That kind of V-neck again, the kind of like that I said is really popular in menswear. Because I think sometimes as well when men shave, like again, and this is the thing that you don't learn until you work in menswear or you get to know a guy and his preferences in clothing. Sometimes like when men shave, they can get irritation around the neck. So sometimes men don't like to have like a high neckline. So the kind of V-necks, like V-necks as well can look a little bit like, here's my chest hair. So again, men can have some insecurities where something like that, where it's like, it's just like a low neckline, is not going to irritate them. It's not too kind of like medallion man. Like, you know, when you get in this, when you get in the guy's head and you understand like what they're looking for with menswear, like that's when you crack it, right? So again, brilliant up, like turned up there with the sleeve underneath, layered, thumbs up. layered, like some buttons done, some buttons undone, very realistic. That's how guys wear things. Everything's a bit rumpled, which makes it cool in the guys' eyes. We used to get shirts in and they'd come in the delivery and they'd been knotted up and twisted and packaged like that, because when you unraveled it, it kind of like looked all rumpled, because men don't like it when you kind of like it depends on the situation, it depends on the guy, but kind of like the trend at the time was kind of more grungy, kind of like, I've not ironed this. I'm out having fun. I'm gonna roll out of bed and have fun. I'm not gonna sit there and iron my shirt. Who do you think I am? So again, like, just, it's like the cool guys wear rumpled clothes. This asset though is where I think not all the swatches are created equally. I don't really like these bright colours. I would have preferred more kind of grunge coloured checks, more kind of like flannel colours. They don't all work for me. That one works quite well, and I really love that one as well. But this one, it's a bit too bright for me. I can't see myself using those ones. And again, it's starting to look a little bit alpha. It kind of hurts my eyes a little bit. So I am going to go back to my safety zone of these kind of like more tonal colours. Where I feel comfortable. And what else do we have? Sorry, I too much. I am aware of that. I'll try and stop. Basic swimwear. Really cool outfit here. This coat, this is like, oh, the bad guy's back in town. I love it. Very traditional Western wear, but you can still see it's kind of like he's a rustler or something, right? It's kind of like a Mac. I assume to protect you from kind of like if it rains and things like that. But again, the attention to detail, so they've got the split in the back. That's another thing with menswear. The amount of men I would run after, because we saw suits, and I'd be like, make sure you cut, because what they do when you get like a suit jacket or a coat, they to keep it neat on the hanger, they put like a cross of stitching on the joint to keep it together, and men go out wearing it, and I'm forever like stopping men in bars and saying, oh, you meant to cut that. So yeah, and I'd do it in the shop. If I was selling it, I'd be like, do you want me to cut this? It's meant to be cut. And they'd be like, is it? And I'd be like, yeah, because when you're wearing it, you want to get the flare, you want to get the movement of the actual jacket. So yeah, that's again, nice detail to have that split on the back. Nice detail with the studs there, because if you're going to ride a horse, right, you don't want that fabric getting away, so you can undo the studs, flap it out to the sides. So much attention to detail, so much thought has been put into the clothing. Like, again, amazing job. Again, with the layering, the shirt underneath, the kind of like denim jacket over the top, and the coat over the top, like, oh, it's just so good. The stud detail, like, really well made. And then just with a pair of plain jeans as well, like, that's what I want to see. Like, nothing too fancy, no mad colours. We've not got any like red jeans going on here. Everything's like wearable, and yeah, amazing. Really love the colour swatches on that. Again, I would just pull out this one. We're going into where they've tried to, again, they're experimenting with the denim, right? So they've done that kind of, when you look at denim and you get that like cut on the bias, like the texture of denim is what I'm trying to say. Sometimes you can get a soft cotton texture, and this is like that workwear denim. I do feel like it's starting to kind of touch on alpha, which I don't really like. I would avoid that texture, or just keep it kind of very subtle and kind of not shiny. It does scare me a little bit when I start to see that texture, but I feel like they've got the balance right there. It's not too bad on this asset. There is a pair of jeans where I feel like I've not really used them too much because it kind of looks too alpha for me, but kind of like, let's keep going. So another asset there, another asset there. Let me just talk about the jeans that I don't like. I don't like these because, again, I feel like they've gone back to that thing where we had it a lot in the early days of The Sims 4, where it's like all we wanted was like basic denim jeans, like nice denim jeans, and they kept on adding patches, they kept on adding like weird seams to everything, and we were like, why do you keep doing that? So that's kind of like reminding me of that with the crop and the turn up as well. Like, those jeans, they're not bad, but they're giving me flashbacks of the problems that we had like in the old days of The Sims 4. So yeah, I've just not really talked about them very much. These are the jeans that I really love. It's weird that they've enabled them for men, but not the ones that look really good. But these ones, it's a shame because they're actually a really nice pair of jeans, and I love like the can you see that kind of like leather tag on the bum as well there? Like, the attention to detail is so lovely. I love the belt buckle, you know, and again, they're a nice fit. They're not too baggy that they look ridiculous, but there's something about the texture on this one where some are better than others. Some of them, it just looks maybe again, it's like just touching on alpha. So again, Sims team, if you're going to be doing more of this, just be aware that that is dangerous territory. Do you see what I mean? It's like I would just tone down that texture a tiny bit, just because it's looking to me a little bit alpha. But those ones look great. You see where it doesn't stand out as much, the contrast isn't as much. Where it's more contrasted, it looks a bit, maybe it's just my graphic settings. It's like I want to love them, but they're just giving like Sims 3 diesel stuff, which just is ever so, it's they're on that verge where like they're acceptable, but I'm like ooh about them. Alright, so that is Vanda. I don't want to spend too much time on CAS, so let's just fly through some of the other clothing that I've got for kind of Earl and Dakota. So again, he's kind of got this kind of like he's just like the town elder. He's got this very kind of classic look to him. I love his outfits. I think he looks great. Again, he's got this kind of slightly more, he goes for the paler colours. I think it's something like the more hands-on, it's like almost like a class system in kind of Western wear, where it's like the more you're working on the farm, the more you're down in the mud kind of thing, you're going to be wearing the darker colours, you're going to have a bit of mud on you, where when you kind of, you've made it and you don't have to do the hands-on work, maybe you're kind of a bit more of a supervisor, maybe you're doing something that's a bit civic, like you're the sheriff or you're the mayor of the town, you're going to start wearing lighter colours. It's almost a sign of status for me, and you're going to be wearing like the white coloured hats, you know, you're going to be, because it's like almost like a pride in the hat, right? It's like I finally made it to a point in my life where I can buy the cream coloured hat and it's going to be good quality and I'm going to look after it. They're probably still going to have the hats that they wear if they go horse riding, like the old, like the good clothes and the bad clothes, but there's almost like something about prestige. So I've kind of got that for him for his formal wear, and again, that's another one of his formal wear outfits. That's just base game. This is another formal wear, but it's a bit more casual. This is kind of like backyard wedding formal wear. Again, it's kind of the way I was talking about. It's like you wear the cowboy hat, you wear the denim, you shoot your gun into the sky to kind of celebrate the wedding. That kind of vibe. So it just depends on, like, this is kind of a bit more of a formal thing. This is maybe if he's going to go in front of the courts, in front of a judge, you might wear something like this. This is backyard wedding, shotgun wedding, right? Again, absolute classic look. You could absolutely see Clint Eastwood or someone like that wearing something like this. Just the really good kind of like Levi Wrangler style jeans and the basic shirt. It just works super duper well. I think it's brilliant. I'm just actually going to go and check something again. I've got background stuff that I'm dealing with. Okay, it's 2 hours. This CAS video is 2 hours long. Oh my god, at least I'm hoping you've all fallen asleep and you, like, my watch hours are going up, quite frankly, at this point. Maybe it's interesting to you, maybe it's not, maybe you're skipping bits, maybe you're not, I don't know. It's gonna be whatever it is. This is actually the second time I've done this video, and this one's longer, but I've got more to say now. I've got a lot to say about men's CAS. It's really good. This video is going to take so much time to upload and process on YouTube as well. Do I have to cut it into parts? I don't know. Neurotic thoughts. Okay, so keep going. Let's go a little bit faster. Sleepwear, basic game pajamas. Again, he's got that brilliant kind of like jacket combo. Again, like the fancy hat. I love the fancier options. What else does he have? Again, he's like, he can get down and party, you know. He's not too, he can get that old dusty vest out from the back of his wardrobe and think he's the coolest guy in the bar, coolest guy in the saloon. This is another asset that I've not really touched on much. Again, just going back into kind of like the kind of classic Western, but like would you say that's a Spanish influence perhaps? Again, brilliant detail on the back there. Nice. I love that it tucks in and tucks out. Again, that's another win for me. It doesn't look too blocky. Well made asset, maybe a bit too specific in style that I'm going to wear it. I'm probably not going to use it as much as some of the other things where again, this is a bit too fashion forward for kind of everyday wear, but nice trending. Again, look at Yves Saint Laurent. You can probably is it Ralph Lauren or Yves Saint Laurent? I feel like it's Yves Saint Laurent did a lot of that recently. Again, basic, just a basic base game jacket with those brilliant jeans with the really gorgeous belt buckle. Again, the belt buckle is almost like a status symbol. It's like you get the good hat. It's all in the accessories, the boots, the buckle, the hat with the cowboys. That's where the attention to detail is. That's where you show off. Again, like really basic. So this is one of the basic shirts. Again, just kind of that Yves Saint Laurent style. Yeah, it's just what it is. What else? What else? What else? What else? This is kind of like a base game shirt, but with the new dad pants, which I adore. And here's one of the other new outerwear assets. So you've got this amazing kind of what are they called? Like again, you've got the dirty and the non-dirty. The colours are really tonal. They work really, really well. Yeah, I just really like it. I really like it as an asset, and again, he's the sheriff in town. He's gonna have a nice coat. It's kind of like a little bit formal, a little bit donkey. Is it a donkey jacket? I feel like it's a donkey jacket. Again, really nicely made. Look at the button detail on it with those kind of like the leather buttons. They really pop there, and like the slit detail, like attention to detail is very, very good. And again, really nice jeans. It's a shame that these jeans are not a separate item, because I could totally go for those jeans as a bottom in the game. Another new jacket. There's so much. The CAS is so good. The CAS is so good, guys. Again, like that is going to be brilliant for cottage living. That'll go with that pack so well. Like just really nice. Really, really nice. Love it. Let's just whiz through and see if there's anything we kind of missed as I kind of show you Dakota's clothing. Again, he's got his traits are behind my head right now, but he's got gloomy, lazy, and slob. I would look if you play with him and you've got growing together. The idea is these traits are kind of temporary traits because he's just lost his wife. But as you kind of play with him, hopefully, if you've got growing together, you're gonna get recommendations to swap those traits out and kind of like get him back on full form. I like this kind of storytelling potential of starting with him when he's in a bad place, with a bit of a nectar addiction as well, which I don't know if that's a thing, but in my head is how I'm going to play him. Again, like this is not one of my favourite checks. Again, not all checks are created equally in this pack, but I kind of like what they were kind of aiming for with it. So, and I did want to kind of just show it off. So again, I'll probably wear this, I'll use this a lot more in the kind of more basic colours. Again, it's got that kind of slightly denim texture to it that scares me because it looks a tiny bit alpha. So not my favourite asset, but it's a good asset. There's nothing wrong with it, just maybe not quite to my taste. Again, I would have perhaps chosen slightly different fabric textures there, different check textures. Again, this is one of the ones that scares me slightly, but I'm trying to work with it. I'm trying to use the checks, even though some of them look a bit alpha. But again, I like the asset. I like the model. Again, I prefer it in kind of the more muted colours, but I feel like he'd wear a lot of checks, so he's kind of got that going on. Let me show you his face, guys. Let me show you his nose. He actually randomly generated with this nose, but it's such a good nose. Like, it's kind of like, it's very I don't know, it has authority from the side, you know what I mean? It's like, that is a nose that is the sign of a leader, but from the front it kind of looks like maybe it's had a bit of it's been a bit broken. It's a little bit, he's fell off his horse a couple of times and headbutted things. Eyebrows. Oh my god, guys, there's new eyebrows in this pack. I think they were patched to the base game. I don't know when they were actually added, but look at these eyebrows. They're going to be really good for girls as well, because they look kind of like when you pluck, and then I do it as well. I don't pluck very much, but I kind of use eyeshadow to kind of fill in the gaps, so my eyebrows look less patchy. So yeah, really cool. And then look at these ones as well. Like, they are eyebrows as well that have some character to them. So again, just a little detail that might be overlooked is that we've got new eyebrows, which is so incredible. I kind of love them. Yeah, they're really, really, really cool. They're the ones that we got quite a while ago by Peachy Fairy, but again, love the texture of those. Yeah, he looks really, really cool. Okay, anyway, keep going. So this jacket as well, again, really nice. This is kind of like what in the UK, when people live in the countryside, it's kind of like people who worked really hard in the city, and then they kind of like, they move out of the city and start kind of like they start kind of getting involved in country life, but they've got a little bit of money. This is what they would wear. This is like, the only way is Edale. This is the only way is Edale. But yeah, so again, it's a branded jacket. It's got that little red tag on it. Do you see that? That says, that's the label, that's like the designer brand. I love how thick it is. So it's got like the sheepskin underneath with the kind of more suede fabric on the top, hopefully faux suede, no animals were harmed in the making of this CAS, with again just a plain white basic shirt underneath. It works super duper well. I would have perhaps not had the high collar, but again, that's just a tiny detail. I'm not really that bothered by it. Very, very, very nice outfit. It's slim fitting. It doesn't stick out. It doesn't look blocky. This is going to be so good for your posh equestrian Hemford on Bagley Sims. Again, brilliant colour choices. It's very much like snobby country wear. Like people, like posh farmers would wear this in the UK, like 100%. And again, that looks a bit more like you want to, you know, maybe you're doing cottagecore. You live in the city. You're nowhere near a farm, but you're doing the cottagecore look. Like, absolutely could see that as well. Again, just really, really love this. Love that. The brown and the white as well. Chef's kiss. Really good swatches on that. Again, another really good favourite item. That's just kind of like base game stuff. And that's his clothes. I will go back and kind of see if there's anything I've missed that I've not... If I've not used it, it's probably not one of my favourite assets, or I just struggled to kind of pair it with something. But let's have a quick look at the kids' wear before we go. What have I got here? Like, is that a new... I think, is that a base game shirt? Why isn't it showing up for me? I don't know where I got that shirt from, guys. It's just, maybe it's a feminine shirt. Oh yeah, look here, it's a feminine shirt. So it's actually, it's not, did it come with the pack? Yes, it did. Okay, I got really confused then what I'd done. So that's tagged for girls and not boys, which I think is strange because I think it wears perfectly well on the boy. I think just because it's got a knot in it doesn't mean it's particularly girly. Why can't men knot the front of the shirts as well? Especially with like his clothing, it can be a little bit more unisex. So I would have enabled that for boys. I don't know why it hasn't been, especially because they, like, kids have the same frame basically. Yeah, so go ahead and enable, like, take off that filter and check out that, because really, really nice. For girls as well, you do get this very, very cute little vest, which I think is adorable. It's kind of like this crocheted, oh, so cute. I kind of wish we had that, but for adults, because I would have totally put that on Joni. Very, very cute. And you get a new coat as well for kids wear. Again, like, oh, that is so nice. That looks like designer brand. That looks like high quality. Again, that's cute with the little pattern underneath there as well. Really nice swatches. Again, very, very tonal. I'm just going to put him back in his original outfit there. Hot dog, why are you showing yourself, hot dog? Some new jeans as well, which he's already got on him. Again, this has flown under the radar a bit, but I think I remember talking about it when I was kind of, maybe it was when Greg aged up in my Growing Together Let's Play, but I was like, why don't we have good jeans for kids? Because, like, we've got these, but, like, they're not very good. I don't know. Like, I don't know, they kind of weren't quite what I was looking for. Where these are, what I've been needing for kids. And I love the detail of, like, the neckerchief in the back pocket, the bandana in the back pocket, really cute detail. So I'm going to use these all the time on kids, because I've been absolutely desperate for decent jeans that aren't like a skinny fit for kids. Yeah, absolutely, really love that outfit. You also get the rootin' tootin' boots, enabled for kids as well. Again, really good range of colour options there. Some are dirty, like with the adult ones. You also get this amazing hat, which again, absolutely love it. It's just the same as the adult hat, but converted for kids wear. Really love to see that. You've got a riding hat as well, which is adorable if you want to have a specific riding outfit for your kids. Is there anything else? Is there a new accessory? I don't remember there being a new accessory. No, I think that's more or less it. Oh, a detail. Actually, I don't know why he's not got it on with this outfit. Maybe... So something I wanted to talk about with him is he wears this necklace. And he wears it, yeah, he has actually got it enabled, it's just you can't see it, it must clip. So every single outfit that Colt wears, he's going to have this little necklace on, and it kind of looks like a little feather. And that's to remember his mum, so he never takes that necklace off. He wears it with every single outfit, because it's like maybe his mum gave it him, maybe he found it, maybe they bought it together, but for some reason as well, it's not a feather, it kind of looks like a little tooth or something, but in my mind it's a feather, and it's symbolic of, like, remembering his mum, so that's really special to him. He wears it for every single outfit. So again, just some more of his clothes. Again, a lot of this is just base game, but I wanted to give him some variety of outfits and not kind of make him a one-trick pony. Again, wearing the cowboy hat for formal wear, wearing those jeans for formal wear, because again, I do feel like that's the vibe. Like, nobody's too formal, right? Most people are kind of casual. Most people are like, yeah, come to my wedding in your cowboy hat. It's a sign of respect. You can tip your hat to the groom. Again, quite basic with his clothing options here. A lot of this, again, is just kind of base game. But again, how cute is that with like the cowboy hat and the boots? Really, I think it's such a cute little outfit. Glad that we've got the cowboy hats for children. Where the pack pulls down a little bit, again, this is like new outerwear. So that coat, again, really good to have a new outerwear option, because if you've got the base game, you've got one, which is not the best. I am a little bit sad that they didn't enable the cowboy hat for toddlers or infants. I think a cowboy hat on infants and toddlers would have been really, really cute, but unfortunately they didn't do that. I would love if they could possibly patch that in. I feel like it is a missed opportunity. I feel like they've been left out. But toddlers do get this new really cute little shirt here, really cute little pattern on there with the horses and things like that as well. Very, very cute little shirt. Which one did I have on there? That one, and these really adorable little like riding jeans, like with the little galoshes, what are they called, like that is so adorable. That's just purely for cuteness reasons. That kid is not getting on a horse, but she really wants to, right? And she just looks so sweet with those little riding pants. And again, they do have these. I'm going to take her pants off for a second. She's wearing a nappy, it's going to be fine. Oh, she's wearing tights. Okay. They're very cute, these little riding boots for toddlers. I would say that they stick out from the leg a little bit too much. Can you see how thick the fabric looks? I would have just brought them in a little bit. I think they're a bit too chunky, but it's fine. It's so, yeah, it's not fine, but it's something like, as feedback, it's something that I'd love for the Sims team to kind of watch out for. Let's just kind of take off the tag as well, the feminine tag. So you get this cute little party wear as well for toddlers. Again, I think that the range of colours on this aren't as good as some of the other assets in the game. You kind of get a lot of reds, for example. I feel like we could have had a bit more variety on the colour of those, but it is what it is. I don't know. It's a cute asset. It is very cute. I do like it. I'm just being hypercritical with the colour swatches. Sorry, I'm just kind of trying to get back to her original outfit. Sorry, guys. There we go. Okay. Yeah, good. So I think that's it for toddlers now, and then let's just kind of go through. I'm sorry if I do miss anything. There is quite a lot when you get an expansion pack. There's a lot of CAS to look at, so if I do miss anything, I apologise. Yeah, cute little outfits. Just kind of like whiz through them and show you all the different outfits. Oh, that's a new outfit as well. This little shirt is also, no, it's not, it's base game. Sorry, I thought it was new. It's not new. There you go. So yeah, if I just go to infants, if I just make her an infant for a split second, infants do get one asset. It's this kind of horsey looking animal onesie, which I love, I'm thankful to have, but they only get the one thing. So they've really focused on adults in this pack. You don't get as much for children and younger, but I do, like I say, I do kind of feel a little bit cheated that we didn't get a cowboy hat for toddlers and infants. I think that would have been kind of like perfect, but yeah, nothing there. So bit of a missed opportunity. I would love if they patched in the hats for infants and toddlers. Please, Sims team, please do me that favour. What are we doing here? Why are you... There we go. I just wanted to get us set back to how I had it, so I didn't accidentally kind of override anything. So I think that's most of the assets now that I've kind of like gone through and showed you. I've showed you the facial hair and all that kind of stuff. I don't think there's any new tattoos, and that's strange to me because I may be wrong, but I feel like tattoos is something that's symbiotic, that's a part of Native American culture. I feel like Native American tattoos are a thing, so it's weird to me that they didn't add any new tattoos in this pack. Maybe I've missed them, but yeah, that surprised me. I was expecting it, and we didn't get it. Facial hair is really good. Oh, I'll show you all the variety of hats. So I've shown off these two quite a lot. Let me just go back to everyday wear. So you get the riding hat for kind of like a lot of the ages and genders. It's a bit noddy, but I think it will work really well again if you're doing kind of equestrians in Henford-on-Bagley. You get this kind of like formal hat, which I have used on other Sims. I don't think I've used it on any of these Sims. I do quite like it. Again, it looks like very high quality with that kind of like plaited leather and the kind of metal detail. I feel like that is like a show off your status kind of hat. Definitely one for the elders. You also get, oh my god, you get the new cap. How did I forget to tell you about the new cap? So I don't normally like it when we get new caps in the game. A lot of the time they look really awkward on Sims, like a Lego hat, but this one works really well. I like the texture of kind of like the AirTex. I think that's called AirTex on the back. I like how it looks kind of scruffy on the front. I kind of feel like this has some story to it. It's like when he was a kid, his favourite basketball player like threw his hat to him in the crowd and he caught it and he put it on and he's worn it ever since. You know, I feel like it's got some kind of like, it's almost like an heirloom piece. It's a heritage item. So I love that as a kind of detail. And then I'm not as keen on this hat. I don't like how flat it looks. It is the style. It is true to the style, but I just don't really like the hat very much. I do think that they've styled it well. It's well made. I love the feather and how it tucks in under that kind of loop. Again, it like is very, very nicely meshed. I just don't personally particularly like the hat. But there you go. That's the hat in a few different colours. I don't really know the reference. I think that's what it is. It's never something that I've noticed come into fashion here in the UK. I don't really understand the meaning of that hat, so I don't see myself using that one as much as the others. Again, you get kind of like the neckerchief and the necklace. Let's just have a look and see if there's any CAS assets that I've not talked about yet. I'm just gonna like start a new tab and then I can just delete that item. So I don't think I've mentioned this one yet. Again, it's like a really nice one with the little gloves in it. Really nice swatches on that. Some of them are dirty. I have used this one a lot on other Sims. It's not that I don't like the asset, it's just that I've used it on different Sims. Yeah, the hood detail's nice. It clings well to the body. The wrinkles are good. I feel like they've really cracked it with menswear, honestly. Again, you get two vests here. I've shown you that one, shown you that one, shown you all of these, I think. This is another one. I didn't use this, even though Dakota's got Native American heritage, I didn't use it because it doesn't look knitted to me. It looks kind of printed and it just felt like maybe it wasn't particularly his style. I would definitely use this on kind of like Sims in the City. You know, like Sims in the City who are kind of fashion forward and they're kind of like adopting those kind of Native American fashions. But it is a nice piece. I like that it's just got a really plain t-shirt underneath. I do like the asset. I've just not particularly used it on these Sims. This one as well, again, just nice. I feel like the waistcoat's a bit short. I would have perhaps pulled the waistcoat down a little bit further. Yeah, again, like a lot of waistcoats in this pack, but it works. The swatches are nice. It kind of looks ever so slightly, I don't know, I feel like I almost feel constricted when I look at it. I feel like I need to unbutton it and kind of undo my top button. It feels quite like, you know, when you put on formal wear and it's like everything's buttoned up and you feel a bit squashed. I don't know, there's something about it that kind of gives that vibe. What else do we have here as well? I think there's another jacket that I've not shown yet. Again, yeah, this will go great again with cottage living. Again, a nice kind of farm outfit. I love that quilted gilet underneath. I think that's very realistic, having that extra layer for warmth. I like how some things are buttoned up, some aren't. The zip detail, look at that zip. The quality, that is a YSL zip. Is it YKS, YSK? That's one of those zips. That's a fancy zip. Like, and this is the thing as well, like when I used to work in retail, I'd always look at the zip and I would know. So when I originally started working for the company I worked for, they'd always have, I feel like it's YSL zips, is it? No, is that Yves Saint Laurent? Or YKK zips. Ah, the good quality. They would very rarely ever break, and if a customer brought one back and it had like teeth missing, we knew that they'd like plied it out to get a refund, right? Yeah, we knew that they were quality. And then sometimes we'd get like inferior zips that weren't the branded ones, and we'd look at them and we'd be like, we're gonna get these back. These zips are going to break, people are going to be bringing them back, and they would do. So again, like, focus on the quality, especially in menswear. Sometimes you get a rip-off, like, I don't know, like celebrity t-shirts that would cost what's that, thrift shop song. Macklemore is like $50 for a t-shirt. You know, sometimes you're getting ripped off by some of the celebrities out there that do things like swimwear and t-shirts, if you know who I'm kind of suggesting. But sometimes you actually get really good quality, and it shows because the items will be long lasting and long wearing. I've got a coat by what brand is it? Oh, it's like a specific like ski wear, like specialist coat. And I swear to God, it's the best coat I've ever owned. It was really expensive. It's like £140. But I know that I'm going to have that coat for years, and it keeps me so dry. So again, sometimes it's worth the quality, right? Sometimes you do get what you pay for. So it's just knowing who's selling it you. It's like, and with this as well, I feel like it's kind of like, you know, like, workwear brands that are kind of very well established. They kind of like, they're meant to last, you know, like Wrangler and Levi's. It's like you're getting what you pay for with those branded jeans. And then some of like the farm, like, you know, the specialist riding boots and things like that, you know, the quality speaks for itself. And, you know, it's an investment piece rather than it being something that's just going to kind of like fall apart as soon as you kind of like get on the farm. And I think that's definitely invoked through this. Oh, that's a really nice detail as well with the sheepskin coming out underneath. Very, very nice detail that you do see on coats in real life. Whatever they use for references, like, they've really paid attention to detail with it, and they've not done anything too out there or crazy, which again I really appreciate. Yeah, again, just really nice quality coat there. Oh, this riding outfit, like this equestrian, again, it's going to be great for your equestrians in Henford-on-Bagley. This is like professional horse racing attire, so I really appreciate that as well, like with the kind of like, they're not enabled for men, but with like with these boots. This is for both genders as well, this outfit, so you're going to find, I think it's for women as well. Maybe I'm wrong on that, I'm not actually sure, but that is the look with the hat as well. Like a very different look. It's not very Wild West, but it is very, very equestrian, right? That's what your jockeys are gonna wear. So again, to have that included, especially for the Henford-on-Bagley Sims, like brilliant idea. Let's just go to look at how noddy he looks though. He looks proper out of his comfort zone. I think I've touched on all the pants for menswear. Do we have any accessories that I've kind of missed? Possibly. Oh, the new we get new gloves, really decent leather gloves there. Can you see those? So these, they're again for like working on the farm, so you don't get calluses when you're kind of like shoveling. But again, very, very thankful to have some really nice quality, really nice meshed gloves there as an alternative to these kind of like skin tight leather gloves that we have in the base game. They're really nice gloves, so I'd love to get some knitted gloves in the game as well, please, Sims team, at some point. Yeah, they're great, they're fabulous, we love them. Anything else? Let me just quickly filter for the pack itself. No, that is it. I think I've mentioned all the shoes as well. Yeah, shoes have been covered apart from those kind of like female shoes. Let me just go to, actually let me go to Joni, because she's got a good body. She's like a supermodel. She's got like a good body type for showing off the items. Is there anything I've not shown yet? This little jacket, it sticks out a little bit too far from the body for me. I would have preferred that to taper in, but they've got some really nice details on it. It's not a bad item at all. I just felt like it looked a little bit blocky, and again, as soon as it looks blocky, I just immediately kind of ignore it. I think I've shown you everything else there. Got this as well, which again, ever so slightly blocky, which is off-putting to me, but other than that, it's quite a nice item. I think it would have been better if this had been unbuttoned and did that whole tucking in, tucking out thing, but it's got some nice lace tie-up detail there. It's funny that we didn't get any like tie front jeans. I remember those being in when we got the low-waisted jeans, like they tied up with like a piece of what's it, a piece of suede, like a suede ribbon tied up the front. Knitwear as well, you sometimes get knitwear with like suede ribbons interwoven, so that'd be a nice thing to see as well at some point to complement this pack. Yeah, but it's not bad, it's just I just wish it didn't stick out so much. That's my problem with it. Love this jacket. This jacket's really cool. I've used that on quite a lot of Sims. Like the cord texture again. Like the colour swatches are really, really good on it. I love the kind of black and red. Again, absolutely really nice asset. And that little like the little cord detail on the zip, so it's easier to pull up and down, really nice. The logo on the pocket, again, really good attention to detail. Very, very nice. It doesn't stick out too much either. Have I mentioned that one? there's this. Again, this is nice. It doesn't stick out. Can you see how this one sticks in more than that one? So I feel like that's where, that's let that down, that it sticks out so far from the body, where that one tapers in more. It's just a little bit more suitable. It doesn't look particularly good on like bigger Sims either. It just sticks out more from the body. It looks even more unnatural. So yeah, I'm just not a fan of blocky clothes in the game. Showing you that. This one's a bit of a, I feel like the neckline is a little bit high. I prefer it to kind of scoop the boobs a little bit more. I never feel like these look particularly good in the game. They always look a little bit, there's always something a little bit off about them. I have used it on another sim and it doesn't look too bad, but again, I like the patterns. I never think, there's something about this shape, it never looks quite right in The Sims to me as well. I think we got some in high school years as well, and it just, there was like a dress, it just doesn't look quite right to me. I don't know what it is. This, love it, and that. Let's go quickly. There's this that I've not shown off yet, which is a really, again, it's one of my favourite pieces. I just haven't happened to have used it on any of these Sims, I don't think. It's just really, really nice. Again, good colour swatches. You get some dirty ones, you get some clean ones. I really, really like it. This just kind of like full body kind of jumpsuit, like a boiler suit. Really, really like that. Great asset, great item. This dress as well is cute. It makes me think of Selvadorada and Jungle Adventures and the assets that came with that. I don't like this. It looks painted on. The texture's wrong on it. I just don't feel like they executed this one successfully. Again, just sometimes the textures haven't quite, I feel like they had a vision, and then when they got the asset into the game, it didn't like work out exactly as they planned, but I see what they were going for. It's just a shame, I think, on that one. I prefer these kind of textures. Seeing that one, this is great. Again, I've used it on other Sims, especially for formal wear. A really cool little Western style dress there. What I do think is missing a little bit from this pack is not only the cowboy hats for toddlers and infants. Please, Sims team, if you could get on that for me, that would be great. But also I feel like I would have liked some kind of like saloon dresses. So you know that beautiful dress that we got with the vampires pack, I would have liked some kind of like yeah, like the kind of old style Western saloon dress, so similar to this but full length. I feel like that asset is kind of missing a little bit. I would have liked a few of those, like Jodie Foster. Do you remember the film Maverick? Jodie Foster in Maverick, that would have been beautiful, and alas, it was not meant to be. So that is something that I feel is noticeably missing. Let me show you those other boots before I move swiftly on. We've got these ones, which again, really cute little boho boots. I'm going to use these all the time. Again, they feel a little bit more like city girl boots rather than Western girl boots, or country and Western singer, but very, very, very nice boots. The shoe game generally for The Sims recently has been very high, so whoever is working on kind of like the object models of that and the designs on shoes in general, you are absolutely smashing it, doing a great job. So I don't like, it's a bit condescending of me because I would not be able to mesh shoes in the game. It just wouldn't be something I'd be able to do. But yeah, again, I think I've covered everything. Oh, there's this skirt as well. So this one, which again is really, really cute, kind of did touch on that. Very nice little skirt. Goes well with those shoes. Again, she's got a hairy legs, so maybe you want to shave your legs if you're wearing something like that. I don't know, your choice. This skirt as well. Now, I didn't think I was going to like this skirt, but I kind of do. This cow print skirt, it's very much, this is going to go on my Dolly Parton Sims. This is going to go on my Judith Wood does, like, you know, like Paris Hilton where she was like doing the Simple Life. This is like Judith Wood being farm girl energy, like very Dolly Parton. It's like kind of like glamorous, like the country and Western singer is going to wear this. So it's not my favourite asset, but I actually like it more than I thought I would. I think I kind of like it in the brown as well. I'm definitely going to end up using it, which surprises me actually. I thought it was going to be one of those things that I never ever use, but I kind of actually weirdly like it, I think. Like that one as well, like it kind of looks a little bit satin. So you could even combine that with something like, let me just scroll up again. I mean, I guess it's designed to go to something like that, but I don't like that top. I just don't like, it just looks like the boobs are too high on it. Do you know what I mean? It's like, bring everything down a bit. I say that as someone who has my boobs up here under my chin, but yeah, it's something, just everything looks a bit too up. Like everything should be, like it should come lower, like the peplum should come down over the hips, the waistband should be on the waist, you know what I mean? Like the neckline should be lower. Like it bothers me. Moving swiftly on, like something like that even. Like, that kind of works quite well, I feel. Yeah, like, yeah, yeah. You know, surprisingly, like, maybe not my first choice to pair it with, but it works. So anyway, I think that is it. I think I've covered everything, all things CAS in this pack, so you do get the gloves as well. Yeah. And I think that is pretty much it. So let me know what you think. This is a really long video. I'm not going to edit it down. It is what it is. Go and check out this family in the game. I'm going to upload them probably once the expansion pack launches to the public and I get the full pack in my own personal game. I'll kind of port the save over, update them a little bit and kind of upload them to the gallery. That's probably going to be my strategy. But like I say, when you get it, I'm afraid that Barbie's probably going to be a ghost and the Sims are probably going to be grieving. I'll try and add a few skills as well, like the horse riding skills and stuff like that to them, hopefully, if I have time. And maybe I'll even do a little let's play on them. I would like to. So I'm going to have some more cast videos going up where I've kind of created some other Sims, some other characters that are going to kind of be in my own personal town. And you can go and check out those videos. Thank you for bearing with me with this really long video. Yeah, I will see you guys again soon. Take care of yourselves. Remember to tie up your horses properly so they don't run away. Life advice with Cinderella. Bye, guys.